Mm,
Put it on the seatbelt.
see. Okay. There you go. Okay.
Are we live?
Yes, we're live. But I'm the only one here.
Hello, Mrs. Speck.
Hi. Oh, very cool here. Hi, Barry.
Hi, Barry. Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining us. We are out on the road right now.
Can you hear us okay? Is the sound okay?
The air conditioner may be blowing into the microphone.
Bully got a fan over here.
Hi, buddy.
Buddy, sorry. I go with it, buddy.
We're heading out of one town, and it should be 3 or 4 hours before we get to the next one. Just filled up the truck, and when hopefully more people will join us, I have a story to tell about today already. Ooh. The truck took 1,182 pesos of gasoline. Hi, Mark. I appreciate you joining us. I can't look at any of the comments. I got to keep my eyes on the road and scan for any cars that are coming at me. We have the Omega on the trailer behind us. And it's been an eventful day so far.
Yep. We're sorry, but the audio is very bad. Oh, okay. No, I think it's the microphones again.
Is that any better?
No,
because the air was blowing right onto the microphone, and that's what they're going to hear.
No.
Did that help anything?
Okay, did that help or?
The microphone thing is plugged in correctly, right?
Yeah. I don't think it's the.
Maybe my mouth is too far away.
No, it's not that. Remember?
Because I had it down here.
No, you know what? Hold on. Just 1 second.
It says we're going to Guaymas. We're not, but it says we are. Nope, nobody coming. I will merge. Now you can go into overdrive.
How is that? Is that better sound?
Does that sound any better from me? Because the microphone might not be working.
Better now, yes. No, I turned it off.
Turn what off?
The microphones. Because I think the problem is
Taking the ambient sound.
yes, yes and no. I think the problem is that because we are moving, something happens with this that is like freaking out, and it can't pick up the signal.
Yeah, because it's a lot. There's a lot of sound. There's wind noise. There's road noise. There's air conditioning. The air conditioning is on. We ran into that before.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
we need a different type of microphone.
Yeah.
These aren't noise canceling microphones, are there? That if there's a loud noise, it
They're
shuts off.
supposed to be, yeah.
Well, okay. Well, then it's hearing the noise from the truck and it's shutting it off.
I don't know.
Tell it to stop doing that.
Okay.
So how many do we have here?
Okay, so let's start from the beginning. Hello, Barracuda. Hello, Buddy Carfano. Hello, Mark Sabe. I believe that is all.
So far?
Yeah, there's someone else, but they haven't said hi.
Oh, okay. I'll tell a little the story about the Dodge. So we're trucking along on the highway here, and I look in my rearview mirror, and all I said to her was, "Oh my God." She's like, "What?" I said, "Just wait." And I slowed down a little bit, and what passed me on the left was a 1957 Dodge Coronet two-door hardtop, blue and white. And he whizzed past me. So I sped up a little bit to keep up with him a little bit, which was kind of difficult. I'm towing a trailer. And we get to a toll booth, so I pull in right behind him. And in that time when I first saw him, a whole bunch of smoke came out from underneath the car and then went away. So I know it's not the engine. I knew it wasn't the engine. It wasn't coming out of the exhaust pipes. So just after the toll booth, he pulled over and he opened his hood to see what was going on. And I told her, I said, "No, there's no room." "Oh, yeah, there is room for me." So I pulled in right behind him,
Obviously.
got out to talk to him about the car. And we started talking, and the car was imported into Mexico decades ago. It has a license plate from this state of Sonora from 1978, 1979. And before that, it was in Mexico City. So it's been here for a long, long time. And I asked him what engine's in it. He says, "The 413. I said, "Oh, so somebody switched the engine out." He opens the, "Oh, no, it's a 325. Okay. What? That's not air conditioning. That's just air.
Mark Sabe is guessing bad transmission modulator valve.
No, it wasn't that. But he opened the hood. He showed me the engine. There's no leaks anywhere. There's not a spot of oil anywhere on the engine. The engine was beautiful. And it has those, like the ram horn exhaust manifolds. Beautiful, beautiful engine. Beautiful car. The chrome was a bit pitted, but I'll let it slide. So he says, "I don't know what it is." I said, "It's probably the transmission, the pan or something." So he gets on the ground and he looks under there and he says, "Yeah, it's the tube going into the transmission. Fluid was coming out of there and getting right onto the exhaust." So what probably happened, because, like Uncle Tony said, the car was not made for highway driving, because the highway system didn't exist in 57. So, maybe his transmission fluid was heating up and some of it was bubbling out, getting up the exhaust. So we start talking and he asked me what I do, and he mentions the orange back here. And I said, "Oh, I'm taking it to the border, deliver it to its customer." He says, "Oh, I have about 30 cars, so give me your number. I'll send you some pictures, we'll keep in contact." So he and his wife were in the car just tooling along. And then after that, it didn't smoke anymore at all. And I lost sight of him because I couldn't keep up with him. But what a beautiful car that was, inside and out, just driving. And he's like, "Yeah, it's a 57. I said, "Yeah, I know. It has one headlight." That's it. So I'll probably be hearing from him pretty soon. But yeah, there's really nice people driving old cars out here.
Gearhead is here.
Hey, Gearhead. Welcome.
He says, "On the road again, just can't."
Yep. We usually don't see many vehicles out here that are older than what we are delivering or that we're driving, but he beat us by a long way. Mine's a 77 that we're delivering, so he beat me by 20 years this time. But I'm sure I'll be hearing from him. And I'm curious to see what kind of vehicles he has. That'll be interesting. Because if they're anything like that, then they're definitely worth taking pictures of and getting videos and everything and offering them for sale.
Yeah.
Now, the plate that was on it was not valid, because those plates haven't been valid since probably the early 80s. But he's driving it anyway on the highway. Doesn't matter to him. They were blue and gold Mexican plates from the late 70s. And back then, you had to get a new license plate every 2 years, because that one was from 78 and 79. So in 80, it would have gotten a new plate. But it didn't. It was probably in somebody's garage doing nothing. It was kind of similar to the 58 Dodge Diplomat that I saw for sale in Mexico City, which was a car that the suspect and I looked at in 2013. And I liked the car, but I didn't like the stainless steel stuff on the side. Picture a 58 Fury. This was a 58 Fury with a DeSoto front end. So it was from the dashboard back, it was Fury, but from the fenders forward, it was a DeSoto. called the DeSoto Diplomat. It was export only. They never sold that car in the U.S. They made it in the U.S. and exported it to Europe and to a few to Mexico. So we went to look at it in 2013. She and I went to the best car show, like the Concours car show in Estado de Mexico. The name of the city is called Whiskey Lucan, and you would have no idea how to spell that. It does not start with a W, does not start with a whiskey. It starts with an H, actually. It's just unbelievable they call it Whiskey Lucan. But anyway, after the show, we went and I met my supplier for the first time of the taillights. And I says, hey, I want to go see this car. And he says, oh, I'll drive you. So he puts into the GPS, and this was in 2013, so I guess GPS wasn't as smart as it is now, or it's just as smart as it is now. On that same street, there were two of the same addresses very far apart. So we went to the first one, like, there's nothing here. So we, after a couple of hours looking, we finally found it, and it was like a movie car or something with a whole bunch of other old cars. And he was asking a lot of money, but how do you replace the stainless steel thing on the side? The I don't know how to, the whole thing that runs from the big tail fin all the way to the front of the car. How do you replace that? It was damaged. You certainly can't fix that. Which Chris?
It says Chris Freemasser.
Oh, hi Chris from New York. I don't think my Chris will be coming in, even though it's Sunday. I didn't tell him we were going to go live to watch out for. He's probably asleep still.
Yeah.
11:31 in the morning, or he's still playing video games, and he'll sleep the rest of the day. Who knows? So we're on the road again, Chris. So you guys want to hear a story from what happened this morning? Let's see if anybody wants to hear a story. This falls under the category, how smart am I?
Chris says sure.
Okay, so Mrs. Speck got up at 2:30 this morning. I got up at 3 o'clock, preparing everything. We're out the door at 4 o'clock, just like I wanted.
He wants to know if it involves chocolate churros.
No, it does not. No chocolate churros, ever. So we're out the door at 4 o'clock. Get on the road, we're checking everything. Everything is going like, I don't know, 70% well. Because it was dark, right? And I'm hitting a bunch of potholes on the highway. And I just put a new set of tires on this truck, and they're the 10-ply tires for towing, and they're kind of rough. So it was violent. Every time I hit a pothole, it was violent. So we passed the first toll booth, which towing the trailer, it doubles it because there's 2 extra axles back there, so they charge double. So that was double. We get up the road, we're 80 kilometers into the trip, get to the first military inspection. The guy says, pull over into revision. He points to the right. So we pull over there. The guy's over there like, what are you doing here? He says, he told me to put over this way. Well, this is only for buses. So he's okay, well, let me figure out what's going on. So they start looking around the Ormiga. They start looking at all of our stuff and everything. I get out of the truck and I realize I left the keys for the Ormiga at home. I'm telling you that things happen for a reason. Here's a toll booth. Oh, wait a minute. I don't live around here, so let's see how much double this is.
Gearhead says you're in the driver's seat, thanks.
Yes, I am.
I don't know if it's a statement or a question.
Okay, this is, again, 109, so 218. So I'll continue with the story as soon as we get through here. Hopefully the trailer won't hit.
Chris says, so you have to go back home to get the keys?
Well,
1 minute. 1 minute, guys.
Let's get some change here. gave you back, but it doesn't look right.
It's 281.
All right, close enough. Okay, so what I said, everything happens for a reason. We have never been stopped other than for them to look at the vehicle that we're towing or that we're driving, you know, just to ask what it is and everything. But this time they really looked at our luggage. They looked at everything. I think they felt obligated because the other guy said, go over there. When we were not supposed to be over there. That was only for buses. So it happened this time, and I realized only 80 kilometers into the trip that I did not have the keys instead of 800 kilometers into the trip when I'm delivering the vehicle and I can't get it off the trailer because both doors are locked. So yeah, we turned around, went back home. It put us about 3.5 hours behind schedule. Running back, I didn't go back home. I parked at a mall close to the highway, and the suspect got an Uber, ran home, got the keys, got some bungee cords, and came back. Because when we got back, I got out of the truck, went back there. The taillights on this Formiga are LED. They have amber, red, and white for the reverse light. They're bolted to a piece of metal which was bent and bolted up under the
frame,
the bed of the wood bed. So I get back there and the left tail light broke off, just hanging there. The metal, where it was bent, where it was folded, boom, fell off, just hanging there by the wires. So Mrs. Speck took the bungee cords and put it up against the frame. So it has been fine. Okay, so we continue. We get to Ciudad Obregón, which is where we just left. Pulled into the Walmart that I always pull into so we could have our little breakfast and stuff. And I go back there. The other tail light just broke off the truck. Exactly the same way, and it's hanging there by its wires. Honestly, I don't know how metal breaks like that, but I can tell you that this Formiga has never traveled at this speed ever in its life. So I think the wind hitting it at 100 kilometers per hour broke both tail lights off. We were looking for a metal guy to weld them back on or create a new piece of metal or whatever, but today's Sunday and everybody's closed. On top of that, because of the violent potholes, the driver's window unlatches and starts flopping open, and then the door was coming halfway open too. So I think I fixed both of those. But it has been nothing but having to deal with this thing the whole way. But we're on the road and everything's smooth, and my truck is even going into overdrive.
Chris says, so now you're driving 210 kilometers per hour to make up for the last time?
I couldn't do that even if I didn't have a traffic trailer. No, I've been keeping it at about 100, which I usually don't drive that fast, but that's 60 miles an hour.
Are you on focus? What happened to the camera?
Huh?
Focus. There you go. No, stop it.
Why is it unfocused? It doesn't know what to focus on?
I guess.
Can you aim it a little bit lower, like to the highway, and you can focus on that?
But if I it's looking.
Is it shaking too much? I don't want to get anybody sick by looking at the image. It is shaking quite a bit.
Yeah.
But we gotta keep it out of the sun, or it's gonna overheat, and then we're not gonna have a live. So hopefully the wiggling image doesn't bother you guys too much.
Earhead says falling apart at the seams.
Literally, yes.
Chris says this is why you should have driven the Formiga.
You're so funny, Chris. I don't have 5 days to get to Nogales. This thing won't go over 40, 45 kilometers per hour. And I wouldn't want to do it anyway. No way. In any kind of Volkswagen on these roads. What the potholes that my tires go over, the car will just sink into them.
Yeah. It will swallow them whole.
So at least this isn't as deserty as it is up ahead. So, Mark, if you can picture this covered in snow, we could be just like you.
We're not that close to the Sierra.
Well, at least there hasn't been any problems with the truck.
Don't open your mouth.
Knock on fake wood.
Don't open your mouth.
We checked it over, had it up on the rack, did what we needed to do. I do need to put a quart of oil in it. I forgot about that. The next AutoZone I see, I'll do it in Mercosur. He's being a good boy.
Josh Holman is there?
Hi, Josh. Thanks for joining us. I told everybody this was going to be in the afternoon, and I guess it is for you. For most of you guys.
Chris says, I just knocked on wood for you.
Thank you, Chris. I hope it translates. Knock on wood by proxy. I'm so glad I'm wearing black jeans. The sun overhead is baking my legs.
You want my blanket?
No. We still got a long way to go.
Josh says, good afternoon to one and all. Man, that road is bumpy. It's not as much the road as the phone holder. It's not steady. And I apologize about that. It's the only one that I have.
You can't put it any closer farther down on the windshield because it'll be in the sun and then the phone will just stop working. It'll overheat. So, fortunately, that's the best we have right now. Let's see if it's the same from this side.
Barry says it's 7:43 a.m. there.
Okay, so you're 4 hours earlier, but a day later.
Mark says half ton or 3/4 ton truck.
This is a Dodge Durango. As half ton as you can get, mid-size. But I think it's the perfect vehicle for towing. Although I'm going to have to do something with the rear of the truck with air shocks or something. It's just squatting way too much for just having this Omega on there. Because this thing doesn't weigh very much.
We'll find out if that's the issue once you
take the trailer off. Oh, it is. That is the issue. I have the Omega centered on the trailer, over the wheels.
Bobby asks, what year did I go?
2000 with a 5.9 Magnum.
Lars 615 is here.
Hi, Lars. Thank you for joining us. Enjoy the scenery.
The shaky scenery.
Yeah, too bad we weren't live when that 57 Dodge Coronet went flying past me.
Yeah.
Mrs. Beck took a video of it though. And some pictures.
One-Eyed Cat is here.
Hi, Don. Thank you for joining us.
It says, hey Max, nice to see you have a co-pilot with you for the trip.
Yeah, I always have to have a co-pilot because somebody has to work the GPS, which she's not doing right now, to tell me, you know, what's going on, if there's construction, if there's traffic. We don't have to worry about cops out here. They don't really bother anybody. I did see 2 National Guard cars that had pulled over a big rig, but that is very rare. Maybe they knew something about that truck beforehand. But that's generally not a thing out here.
Mark says you'd be better with an air assist system than air shocks, but that's up to you.
What's an air assist system?
Mark, what's an air assist system? Send me info. Send me the links.
How about just tell me so I know what it is?
Chris says, well, if all of the Omega parts keep falling off, the ride quality should continually improve.
Well, yeah, but they didn't fall off. They were hanging, so we still have them. They're just bungee corded to the chassis right now. If we can't get them fixed, if we can't find anybody that's open, I'm gonna put the wood slats back on the back of it, and we're gonna zip tie the lights to the slats, and I'm gonna tell them I'm sorry, you know, this happened. This vehicle has never traveled this fast in its whole life, so there was just too much wind hitting the back of the taillights, and I don't know if it didn't even look rusted, but they both came off at different times. Just what are the odds of that?
Mark Sobe says that the air assist system is air lift bags.
Oh no, I'm not changing my suspension. I don't want airbags in anything. They're too much of a hassle.
And I forgot the name, but One Eye Cat says waiting for the raid to start again.
His name is Don.
I'm probably gonna forget, I'm sorry. I can barely keep up. You have too many friends. Mark Saves says you retain your stock suspension, and when you need to help with the load, you add air into the bags.
That sounds like air shocks. It's the same.
Mark sent me a link. It says they're an add-on. It says.
Yeah. But which is cheaper?
He says it's not the same though.
Which is cheaper?
Yeah, which one is cheaper?
Because I don't use this truck very much, and I really want to get another Durango to equip it. You know, I don't want to keep using this. I have 120,000. When I filled up in gas, the odometer read 126.66. So that's what I have on it. I don't want to keep running this one, you know, and keep putting the kilometers on it.
Mark says air shocks are indeed cheaper.
Yeah.
And he wants to know what year is it, right?
It's a 2000 model. I bought it in November of 2001 as a 2-year-old model, and I paid half price for it. It had 48,000 kilometers on it, so I put what, 72,000 kilometers since 2001. Like the president.
Like the president?
Donald Trump.
No, Dawn says flurries after the storm, high of 40 degrees Fahrenheit for next week. Chris says tomorrow might see some tonight and tomorrow. They're talking about snow. Put the winter tires on the car yesterday.
Okay.
Mark says, lol, it cut it out when you said the year. Is it 2000, darling?
2000, yes.
I'm sorry about calling you darling. I call everyone darling. You know that I had to, every time we get a new person on the shift at work, they introduce them to the group, right? And every time they like introduce us and they're like, Anna, say something about yourself, and I have to like, hi, I'm Anna, like whatever, I like to read, I can help. I'm from Sinaloa, so I yell, I'm not mad, and I call everyone darling, so I'm sorry if it offends you, because I just call everyone darling.
When you say that, I'm flashing back on Billy Crystal's character on Saturday Night Live. Darling, darling.
Just like, something.
Or Zsa Zsa Gabor. She did that a lot too. Can I pass this truck?
No. I mean, you can, but
I mean, am I capable?
yes, you are capable.
I'm
You're
trying. I'm at 93 kilometers per hour.
Chris says Fernando's Highway.
Fernando's Highway.
Where's Fernando?
Oh yeah. That was the character's name, Fernando. Billy Crystal's character.
Hideaway. Okay.
Yeah.
He didn't say highway. Why does it keep going up? Like,
What?
I don't know. It keeps unfocusing.
Is this the same truck that had the pigs in it? That emptied his pigs?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
It could be. We already passed him twice.
But it says I've been called a lot worse than darling.
Haven't we all? Yeah, we just stopped in Ciudad Obregón. Mrs. Beck got her coffee. Hopefully that'll help her stay awake until it doesn't. She works at night, so being up at these hours this is when she's usually asleep.
Yeah.
But it's also Sunday, so this part of the highway is much better. The part in my state is mostly asphalt, and then we had the torrential rains, over the past couple of months, and it just takes big chunks of the highway off there, big chunks of the asphalt. So this is cement, and it fares a lot better.
You're talking about the weather. We've been like,
It's 90 degrees right now
no, but we're going down to like 70s
at nighttime.
at nighttime. But at the place that we're going, it does go down. It's going to go down to the 60s.
60s or 50s? I thought you said it was going to be 50s.
We brought our jackets. 60, 58, the lowest. Buddy wants to know how many hours do you have to drive.
How many hours are left?
I don't know. The question was how many hours do you have to drive?
This is a 12-hour trip generally, but I think we have 4 hours to the next city. And then we're going to have lunch there. And we're probably going to stay there to look at some other cars.
We've been delayed a lot, so
Yeah.
I don't want to be driving at night.
Yeah, it's not wise to be driving at night. And my alternator is charging in this, but the regulator is not doing its job like it should. At nighttime, you can see a little bit of flicker in the dash lights and the headlights. And I've got a really good alternator guy here in Nogales when I get there, but I want to have him look at it. But these people are going to be, pick it up at 9 o'clock in the morning, so I'm not sure if I have time to get it fixed. We're going to see.
Mark says, the Mexican Spec, I just sent you the link to the airlift system for your Durango to Messenger.
Thank you. I'll look at it when I get back home.
Chris says, will launch involve esquites? I hope so. I really hope so.
No, we don't. She's not going to eat that on the highway.
I'm going to cry. It probably won't.
We
Because,
usually end up at Carl's Jr., but whatever's easiest to get the truck and trailer in there.
yeah, I probably won't, but they just opened Esquites place literally a block from my house, like on the other side of the block of my house.
It's not even a block.
Yeah.
We live in like cul-de-sacs, a cul-de-sac, which is connected to the cul-de-sac behind us. And right at the exit of that cul-de-sac, there's like 5 houses in there, is where they're selling it now. So I really can't say, no, we can't go because it's too far away. I'm not going to drive there. Like, damn. It's like almost at our front door.
So
If we ask, they'll deliver it.
So if anyone sees Uno, let them know that the new thing is esquites. He has to keep saying esquites now, hot churros.
If he comes in there.
If he Uno comes in here, we're going for esquites now.
What is all this construction?
I don't know, it's not marked on the
Today's
map.
Sunday. Why are you working? You probably aren't working. There's nobody behind me anyway.
I marked it on the map.
So, okay, you guys want another story? Last time I rented a trailer and I took a Volkswagen Beetle to deliver it. On the way back, we left Nogales right after we delivered the Beetle. On the way back, there was a military inspection, checking people coming in, you know, that had come in from the US and stuff. All of those people they're letting through, they stop us. I have plates from my state on here, and I'm very white. So my friend says that's why they stopped you. They wanted to check everything out. So they're checking things out, and I show them the documents for the truck. And when this truck was new, they didn't put the full 17-digit VIN on the documents, on the registration, or on not even the original bill of sale. They only put the last 8 digits, the year VIN, the check digit, and the 6 sequential. They didn't put anything at the beginning. So, you know, I tell him that, you know, the guy's looking at it, he says, okay, fine, everything's fine with the truck. The trailer, there's a number out of sequence from your registration card to the trailer, so we're assuming it's stolen, we're going to put you in jail. I just rented the thing. I don't know anything about a serial number or anything. I didn't check it before I left. So luckily I got the guy on the phone that rented it to me, and he's telling them it's not a stolen trailer, it's a mistake, so let them go. So they said, okay, you can go, but if anybody else, you know, sees that, you're on your own. Okay, so I go to rent the trailer yesterday, and I told him I need the registration card because I need to compare it to the trailer. And what do you know? The VIN doesn't match on that one either. It was supposed to have a V in front of the letters and numbers that were on the trailer, but it didn't. So he went inside, got a VIN plaque, and he stamped the correct VIN in, took the old one off, put the new one on, and that was it. That was done. But I was not going to take another one that had a different VIN on the trailer than it did on the registration card.
Yeah.
And he's like, what are the odds? You found 2 of them. Like, yeah, you tell me, what are the odds?
Too many.
He had another trailer there which was 3 feet longer than this one. I couldn't find a VIN anywhere on it. It's supposed to be on the neck.
Yeah.
There was no plaque. There was nothing. There was nothing stamped into the metal either. So, yeah, I don't know what he's doing with that one. And he keeps telling me, you know, I rent this out all the time and nobody ever has a problem. I says, yes, but I will.
Yeah.
It happens to me.
Chris says, sounds like the Mexican Trailer Association wants you in jail.
Not the whole association, just the cops that were looking at it. They were like, you know, trying to find anything.
It was a joke.
And this guy tells the guy, you know, when he was looking at it, he says, "I'm hungry." He says, well, you can go. He's going to be in jail. You can go eat. So luckily the guy that rented me the trailer knows a few people. And it was lucky that he picked up his phone.
Chris says, must be that guilty face of yours.
Yes. My guilty face.
Aaron says, that was a train. Yep.
What train?
We just passed the train.
I didn't even notice.
I did because it makes me
Here's
dizzy.
speed bumps.
Yeah, speed bumps, speed bumps.
You guys wanted to buy anything? Artesanales?
Artesanales.
That's close enough. I can't ship it to you, but okay. This little town, just right on the highway. Lots of old buses, trucks. Burritos, gorditas. There's people eating in there. Can't be all bad. But anyway, that little detour of having to go back to get the keys cost me more in fuel, and I had to go by that same toll booth 2 more times, once going back and the other time coming back again. So it was 3 times going through there. So it ended up being 600 and something pesos instead of just 200. So yeah, it was a costly mistake. That will not happen again.
And I did told you, do you have the keys?
You didn't ask me the keys. You said, do you have everything?
I said, do you have anything? Like the papers, the hubcaps, any extra keys?
I didn't hear anything about keys. The next time, the keys are going to stay, because this thing's been at my house, for quite a while now. So when I lock it up outside and I hang the keys next to these keys for the Durango. I didn't think anything of it. So when we put the thing up on the trailer, it's not a thing, sorry, it's an Omega. That thing is a different Volkswagen. When we put it up on the trailer, I came inside, I hung up the keys to the truck, I hung up the keys to the Omega, and that was it. And when we left, I just grabbed the keys to the truck, to the Durango, and didn't even think about it. But like I said, everything happens for a reason, and they stopped us and got me thinking, I can't open it for you anyway because I don't have the keys and we have to go back. And the guy's like, you have to go all the way back? Yeah, we have to go all the way back home. The military guys weren't being malicious or anything. I think they felt obligated to look at everything, because we were offering, you want to look inside? Yeah, okay, open the doors. Hey, look at this, look at that. This is, I have all my tools. Here's our luggage. In the back are the extra slats for the... Yeah, okay. Have a nice day. It's weird that, and I don't know what the significance of this is, but they ask where we're coming from and where we're going, and we tell them Nogales, and that's like flip the switch. They say, okay, have a nice day. I don't know. Is it okay to go to Nogales but not to go to other places? I'm not sure.
Maybe because you're white?
I don't know.
Chris says no keys. Dang, they could have claimed their Amigo was stolen just based on that. No, we had the papers.
The thing is registered to my son, so, and we share a name. Yeah, you're really bright. Oh, we got to go over here, do we?
Apparently.
Okay, well that happened for a reason. Guy stands in front of my truck in the right lane because I wasn't even paying attention that this blocked. They're doing construction. I mean, they're not because it's Sunday. But
again.
Yeah. For years and years and years, this highway, they were doing construction on it, so we had to go to one side or the other. And that was for years when I moved here. They finally got it done, and we each get to drive on our own sides now. But you could still see the arrows. You can still see the arrows every once in a while. Like the lane I'm in now is this way, and then there's an arrow pointing the other way in that lane. Because it was for a long time. Whoop, there's no sign saying there's speed bumps here. Puppy!
Oh, it just...
There's all kinds of junkyards around these kind of little towns. I don't know who their customers are. I really don't, or even where they get their vehicles. They look like American cars to me, like they came in from Copart and stuff. But again, who are they going to sell American car parts to? It's kind of odd in this day and age to see a 1957 Dodge driving on the highway and doing well.
Yeah.
And it sounded good when he pulled off, when he took off from when I was talking to him. That thing sounded really good. Dual exhaust. Somebody did it right. There we go. My pinky toe on my left foot is asleep. We're getting into more of the desert area, and all you're going to see basically is leaves, but there's a lot of greenery because we've had a lot of rain lately in both states. another vanilla muffin?
Yep. I like it
Did you-
because they're vanilla.
Did you use the whole? Did you use the whole bag
No.
of the
No.
pancake mix? So what are they saying in the chat? Hey, I didn't get any.
You want- Okay.
What are you guys doing over there? Today's Sunday. What are you guys doing? Is it family day? Or is it I worked all week, get away from me day?
Chris says, I'm sitting on my couch watching you. Mari says, is Mexico mostly flat like this? No.
We're in the desert. This is the desert, so there's not really many hills.
We're next to the Sierra.
You can't really see it right now because of all the bushes that grew up because of all the rain. But it's over there. You can't see it, but it's to the right. Don't you love this guy's license plate? He took some colors, blue, white, and red, and made a license plate for himself.
Chris says, I spent all day yesterday finishing up winterizing the cars.
Winterizing? Oh yeah, Chris. The people that are coming to pick up this truck are from Yuma, Arizona, which I know is 300 miles away from Nogales. But I'm going to casually mention that I need somebody that is able to cross cars and see if it sparks anything. I don't know how old the guy's son is, but the guy's wife and his son are coming to pick it up. I'm a little bit worried that on the paperwork for customs, he put down driver, the wife's name, and the son is going to be the one driving it. Hopefully that's not going to be an issue. She's going to be the one importing it. But the bin is stamped into the frame clear as day. I cleaned it off and I took some transparent spray paint and I painted over it so it wouldn't rust, and did the same thing where it's stamped into the cab. So the bin is clear as day on this vehicle.
Josh Homanley says, looks French, the license plate.
Well, yeah, the French colors, but maybe he just doesn't understand that for Mexico it's green and not blue.
Chris says, turns out my wife's aunt slash uncle live in Tucson.
Yeah.
And Josh Homan says, should consider moving there, no more winter, year-round farm.
A lot of people do move to Arizona for that. But you have to be able to deal with the hot when it is hot. The weatherizing of the home.
Isn't it dry heat?
Yes, it's a dry heat. But still, it's hot. When you walk out of your climate-controlled house in the middle of the day, it's like you're stepping into an oven. The wave of heat hits your face, and it is not
Oh,
pleasant.
I wouldn't know what that feels like. I'm sorry.
We don't have a climate-controlled house. We should have a climate-controlled house, but we don't. Why brake lights? What is this? Huh? Are they going to check us again?
It
No,
says
they just speed bumps.
Speed bumps. Get out. It's
Speed bumps and construction. It's a twofer.
Sorry guys just for speaking with my mouth full, but I'm really hungry.
Did you eat all your eggs?
No, I couldn't.
Why?
I just couldn't.
This is a different guy with the same kind of license plate. Blue, white, and red. Oh, okay. It has a Mexican license plate that he painted he painted the colors over for whatever reason, and nobody does anything about it here.
It says, come up here and you can walk out of a 22 Celsius house into a 20 minus Celsius winter wonderland. Hell no.
That's a big difference.
I don't even like my 10 Celsius winter.
No, we don't have to worry about winterizing anything here.
Not really.
I never do.
We've had like one really bad winter. I remember.
Kia.
But no, we have issues with heat here more than anything.
Yeah, which means I don't need chokes on my cars. Buff just put a manual choke on his Fairmont. On his Zephyr, and he says it's a lot easier to start now. But I don't think I have a working choke on any of my old cars, and they just a couple of pumps and it starts right up. What?
Mark says 10 Celsius. That's t-shirt weather.
Not for me, it wasn't. Man, it was cold. My hands were freezing.
Yeah.
We were driving, so it was blowing. It was blowing directly onto my legs, and I didn't have any. I forgot to bring gloves. You brought
The driving gloves, yeah.
Not the driving gloves, the work gloves.
Work gloves?
Yeah, because I have to take the thing off, put it on.
You don't have your driving gloves.
I was thinking last night. I need to remember. I need to do something. When I think about it, I need to do it right there.
Or write it down.
Writing it down when you're sleeping, when you're trying to get to sleep doesn't really work. That would have made it a lot easier to deal with the straps and stuff on the truck.
Chris says the Mark. They think we're joking. So cute.
No, I lived in Oregon for 2 winters. I moved there in January, left the next January because I'm smart. So it was two winters that I was there. Still don't know how to drive in snow. I bought a brand new 94 Mustang GT, drove it from Vegas and up to my apartment in Oregon. And then it snowed and I couldn't get the car out because it had those really slick tires on it. I couldn't move the car. They were the most unsnow-like tires I've ever seen. And then in 2008, you bought the wagons in 2008, right?
Yes.
Okay, 2008, I buy a 73 Ford Country sedan in Guadalajara, and it had studded snow tires on the back of the car. It doesn't snow within hundreds of miles of that place. So I don't know why the car had studded snow tires at all. Or where they would even get studded snow tires. And it was a Mexican car. It's not like it came in from the US. 100% Mexican.
I like to keep it that way most of the time.
But there's no traction.
I know.
You can drift pretty well with it. And if you do a burnout, yeah, well, somebody was saying that on Buff's Live. Yeah, you can, the sparks, but then the studs start to be projectiles when they fly out of the tire. '92. It's not as bad as when my son's mother and I drove the Black Dart up here. It was in, July or something? July, August? Yeah. In the middle of the day, in a black car with no air conditioning. That was really fun. Yes, I'm yawning.
Yoko.
No. Why did you get decaf?
Because I get that caffeine.
Caffeine is what's going to keep you awake.
No,
But that was the only thing the coffee was there for, to keep you awake.
I cannot have it.
It doesn't do any good otherwise.
I forgot where it's called.
The water's warming up.
You want some ice?
I can't do anything. You're on alive. Nobody else is coming in. So many people promised.
They're probably asleep.
Why would they be asleep at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the afternoon?
I don't know.
Not everybody is like my son. Well, Mighty Soul did say she's going to be there for Christmas.
Oh, okay. That's good.
I can feel heat and air conditioning at the same time.
Chris says people are they're probably watching the football.
There's football games on. When is the Super Bowl? In January or February or something?
According to my work now,
What?
they were talking about it at work. The Super Bowl is in January.
That's what I thought. So there's going to be 2 more months of people complaining about the guy that's going to do the halftime show.
Really is that big of a deal.
Huh? Yeah. Especially his stupid comments about it. His monologue on Saturday Night Live. Notice Omega's beady eyes keep staring at me in the rearview mirror. Why? The rest of the trip to the next city is going to be basically just like this. Not even any interesting cars passing me. So it's already Monday in New Zealand.
Yeah.
So Barry, what did you do on Sunday?
Barry's asking what heats your house?
Small heaters
The sun.
and blankets. The house doesn't get cold really. If it gets cool outside, then if we like take a shower or something, we have a space heater to heat up the bathroom a little bit. But other than that, there's not enough days to put any kind of system in the house. It's mostly air conditioning that we deal with. What? Probably. There is a racetrack in Hermosillo.
I know.
Yes, you remember.
I remember.
Not getting into it. Not gonna tell that story.
No.
Somebody in the chat said Pepperidge Farms remembers.
Paint chips.
Probably. Well, Amiga's dandruff all over me.
darker green than that?
No, it's from the bumpers and stuff.
Ah, yeah, that makes sense.
You probably have it on you too. You were playing around back there too with the taillights.
Chris says, so Anna, got any stories about Miguel? Well,
You gotta pick a category first. Because there's so many. Come on, you gotta make the live worth coming to.
I have to think about a story that I can tell on live TV.
Here we are, more construction.
Chris says, category, okay, embarrassing stories.
Embarrassing for who? Because I don't get embarrassed.
I mean, slightly.
I gave up giving a shit a long time ago. Water! Water! Squirrel! Yeah, that's the first time I've ever seen water there. Can anybody see it? Can they see it or no?
No. Not really.
Off to both sides of us is water, like from the rains. It just hasn't dried up yet. So I can imagine what it smells like. And what's living in it.
Is it
now.
on the right? On both sides.
It was on both sides. Yeah, it was not on the left anymore.
I don't really have embarrassing stories about Miguel. At least not that are like,
Juicy.
yeah. The last one that I remember that I can actually tell is not really an embarrassing story, but it's something that I did that made him laugh until he was red in the face because he was embarrassed about it. We saw a comedian, don't ask me who it was, I don't know names, and he was Jewish, and he was talking about the Jewish traditions and that Jewish, what are the Jewish people that are very into Judaism?
Orthodox.
The Orthodox Jewish people. Supposedly, I'm not sure if it is true or it was a joke, have sex through a blanket or something, and it's a sheet, and it has a hole in the middle, and that's how they do it because you're not supposed to see each other or touch each other too much or things like that. So I decided for Christmas, I grabbed a piece of a little blanket, a little sheet, and I needed embroidered some figures, some Jewish figures on it, and I cut a hole in the middle and I gave it to him in front of his family because of course. And so he had to open that in front of his family and explain what it was. It was really funny because as soon as he opened it, he was like, "What is this? Why does it have Jewish symbols?" Like, I don't know. And he unfolded it, and it was a big hole in the middle.
I knew what it was right away.
Yeah.
I think that was the same year that we gave my son a whole bunch of condoms so he could open it up in front of his mother.
I think so.
And he better still have them. But this was a few years ago, so he wasn't.
Kim fixes things this year. He says you started earlier than we expected.
Hi, Kim. Yeah.
Hi, Kim.
We started earlier than expected because we're basically 3.5 hours behind schedule because of a stupid thing that I did.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I figured, because the reason we don't usually do it from this place is because we usually get to the Walmart in Ciudad Obregón at 7 in the morning, And it doesn't, I mean, even though you guys are 1 or 2 hours after that, nobody's going to be on a live that early. So we usually wait until after Hermosillo. But today, we went, I forgot the keys to the Hormiga at the house and realized it. We were 82 kilometers down the road when I realized it. So we had to turn back around. And it wasn't that I realized it. We got sent into secondary at the first military inspection. So when they started looking over the Hormiga, the guy got up on the trailer to look at it. He didn't have any questions or anything, but I was thinking to myself,
I should open it too.
where are the keys?
Yeah.
I couldn't even open it for him because I didn't have the keys with me. So I look at the first guy, and I said, we have to go back home. I don't have the keys to the truck. So he says, you have to go all the way back? I said, yeah, we have to go all the way back. How far up is the return so we could go back? Oh, it's quite a ways up there. Okay, so yeah, that wasted a whole bunch of fuel. It wasted a whole bunch of money at toll booths and 3.5 hours.
Chris says, Hermosillo? Question mark. Ford was the factory there.
Yes, yeah.
IIRC?
Yeah. I don't know what IIRC is, but I've seen it, but I don't know what it is. Yeah, when I bought my 2005 Mustang, I drove it to Hermosillo. I was going to go race it on the track over there. And my friend and I were at a McDonald's or whatever. And because it was one of the first ones that came to Mexico, as soon as it came on the market, and the one that I wanted came into the dealership, I bought it. And there was a guy in there that worked at the Hermosillo factory. And I said, I'd really love to have a tour. And he says, oh no, we can't do that because we're changing tooling, we're doing this, we're doing that. So we can't do that right now. So I never went back to do a tour there, but I'd love to do that.
Kim says, oh no, you have to go back. Better than making it to the border.
That's exactly what Mrs. Specs said.
Yeah.
But like I told these other guys earlier, everything happens for a reason. And when the first guy sent me into secondary, which really wasn't secondary because the guy says, go over there, and he pointed to the right. So I went in there over to the right, and I pulled in behind a bus. And the guy says, there was 3 guys standing there, military officers, and they said, what are you doing here? He says, the guy back there told me to come over here. Well, this is only for buses. But he pointed over here. Okay, let me go check. And he went and go talk to somebody, and they looked around and checked inside and checked our luggage and just looking around. They weren't really like enthusiastic, looking for stuff. They were just, I think they were obligated because the first guy over there told us to go into that area. So they looked around and everything was fine, and made me realize when I hit my hand in my pocket, it's not here. I didn't have the keys. So when we got back to the town, I pulled in, I parked in front of a mall, and Mrs. Speck got an Uber, ran home, got the keys, and came back, and then we took off again. But that was 3.5 hours. Now we're 3.5 hours behind schedule.
IIRC is, if I remember correctly.
Oh, that makes sense.
Chris says, my old Mercury Tracer was built in Hermosillo.
Yep.
Buff del Campos here.
Hi, Buff.
Is this cruising through Mexico?
Cruising in the desert.
Josh says, I was wondering what some of those acronyms meant. I know, right?
Me too. No, when the first in May of 1990, March of 1990 actually, Motor Trend magazine, when they delivered the issue to my house, it had a secondary issue extolling the virtues of the new Escort that's coming out and the new Explorer. So I saw the pictures of the new Escort GT in an electric blue, and I called a friend of mine, this girl that I used to go out with. She was working at a Ford dealer in Pasadena, California, and I said, the first electric blue Escort GT, I want it. So the first one that came in, it was number 236. The VIN was 100236, and it was also built on Hermosillo. Why is there an ambulance?
Why is not?
Why isn't it focusing? What is the ambulance doing
It's
here?
not an ambulance.
What?
It's not an ambulance.
Oh, Unidad de Rescue, Rescate. It's a rescue unit for a broken down vehicle.
Yeah.
When you, this is a toll road, so when you pay your toll, and if you break down like that guy, you call a number and they'll send the truck out to help you any way they can, free of charge. We've never had to do it because when I did break down in the carryall, I was able to fix it myself, and we didn't have cell service in that one little spot anyway. But everything happens for a reason. I thoroughly believe that.
Chris says, I don't miss that Tracer. It was my first brand new car. Never had problems with it.
I went for the GT because it had the 1.8 liter Mazda engine, dual overhead cam, and it was 100 times better than the Ford 1.9 liter could ever be. And yeah, it was a great car. I can tell you a story about that. I bought the car in California, and I stayed at my friend's house overnight. I left the house in the morning to go back to Vegas, which is where I was living. And I'm driving the thing, I don't know, it's doing 80, 90, something like that. And a 1985 Nissan Pulsar, the little square one, the really squared off one, passed me going a lot faster. I didn't think anything of it. Everybody does that out in the desert. Then I hear this huge bam and a secondary bam like that. So you see these dividers on the left here. Well, the Pulsar went over to the left just a little bit, lost control, and that divider went straight through the middle of the car. And when I got to the scene, which was me and somebody else was on the scene, they were checking the guy because the male, which was the driver, he ended up in the back of the car, which was over to the left, and the female passenger that was in the passenger seat, she was in the front of the car. She ended up in the front of the car. So I went over, first thing I did was the steering wheel was bent down and the horn was blaring, so I took the horn pad off and I got that to stop working. And then I felt for a pulse on her, and there was no pulse on her. She was already gone. So same thing happened with the other guy. He was already gone too. And when the emergency unit started to arrive, I took off because they had it under control. And probably 3 or 4 months later, the next time I went by there were 2 white buses right by where the crash happened. And then my father asked me, I told him the story, my father asked me, so did you slow down after that? I said, no. Speed had nothing to do with it. He was distracted or whatever, and he went off the road. I mean, he was going fast, but I don't know if that was even a factor. It was a factor in the damage. But if he was going, let's say 60 miles an hour in that little tin can, would there have been any difference in the outcome? I don't know.
Josh says, God rest their souls, and Chris says, damn.
And ever since I was like 18, I don't know, something 17, 18, a friend of mine sold me my first hearse, and he actually worked in the business and had friends in the business and everything. And he asked me one time to go out to Vegas with him. I was living in California. He asked me to go out to Vegas with him to pick up the brother of a friend of his. Let's just say a brother of his brother. The brother of a friend of his who died in Vegas. The man knew he had an aneurysm. He had a very weak, the wall of the heart, the heart. And he knew he didn't have long, so he went out to Vegas to party it up, do whatever he wanted to do until it happened, and it happened. So we went out to pick him up, and we were driving this old 61. See, I went there and did it. I said old 61. You don't need to say old when you say 61. Okay, so it was a 61 Miller Meteor Cadillac Landau, and we left early in the morning. We went, I was doing all the driving, so it took us about 4.5 hours or so to get to Vegas. We pulled up to the funeral home, delivered the casket, delivered the clothes, and they told us to come back in a couple of hours because they had to dress him and lower him into the casket and everything. I learned a lot that day, but since I was so young, my friend was wondering, you know, how I was handling it, because I had never been in a funeral home and it had been a busy weekend and they didn't have enough room for storage, so they had people in the hallway. And it didn't bother me even a little bit because it looked like a movie set to me. Nothing looked real. The toe tags, everything was just like you see in the movies. Nothing looked real to me. So nothing got into my head. It didn't bother me at all. So we took the hearse. He said, come back in a couple hours. We went over to the Sahara Hotel. I parked it in their parking garage, took a couple of spaces. There was nothing I could do about that. And we went to the buffet and, you know, messed around a little bit. We went back to the funeral home. And as they were lowering him into the casket, and it never occurred to me how they get these people into their clothes. So, you know, I saw that they split all the clothes up the back, and they put the clothes on him, and they tucked it, and they lowered him into the casket. They tucked it all around him, and then they put the orange juice on his lips to keep them a little bit moist. Otherwise, they get dry and, you know, they don't look natural. And closed the lid, and we loaded him into the car. And when in a car like that, when you have a casket in the back, you can't see anything out the back window. And those cars had virtually no side mirrors. And to top it all off, the car had no license plates on it. The car was not registered to anybody. The car used to be in service in Tonopah, Nevada, but they took their plates off because they do in Nevada when my friend bought it. So we're doing this whole thing. I'm doing like 90 miles an hour going back, no license plates. I had something else to do that evening, and, you know, a limo ride with for a friend of mine, which I borrowed one of his limos, a '69 formal limo. And so we come back and put the car into his garage, and his garage wasn't long enough because it was a Sunday. So we put the car in his garage, lowered the garage door as best we could, and that's where the car sat for a day or so before we could deliver it to the funeral home. But that was a long day. But as far as, you know, I had that experience, and then with this girl, you know, in the car, dead people don't bother me at all. The live ones are what bother me. If I see blood, my knees get weak. If I see blood on my cat, my knees get weak. Is that a police motorcycle?
I don't know that.
He's all in black.
America says, as Josh Gilman said, driving into serious business.
Yep. It is. What is this? This is not good. A whole bunch of guys in a truck. That is legal here, by the way, guys. That's legal here in Mexico. Just put some people in the back of a truck and go as fast as you want. Nobody's going to say anything to them. Crazy.
I'm the opposite when it comes to dead people. I'm like, I don't even want to talk about it. Like, I don't like funeral homes. Nothing of that nature.
I don't even connect a hearse with death. For me, it's a handmade custom handmade Cadillac station wagon with a whole bunch of ornate parts on it, and they're usually one of a kind, and they're gorgeous inside and out. They're made to elicit respect and be respectful to the person they're taking to the grave. I don't like seeing the hearses at car shows and they have skeletons and they have, you know, dark, you know, goth people and all that. As far as I'm concerned, hearses have nothing to do with that. They're just beautiful driving cars, and beautiful to look at. All the different colors, all the different interiors, and all the different ways it could be made.
This one is reaching me.
Well, we'll go as long as we can. If you start to get the circle of death, that means the phone overheated and we have to end it. So, we might be able to come back later, but who knows? It's saying it's only 90 degrees out here. And the windshield does not feel hot. Why don't you blow the air on the phone?
Because that's what the microphone is.
Well, the microphone's over there, isn't it? Is the microphone here or over there?
I don't remember.
Well, blow that on. Blow some cool air on it. That seems to work as far as people on the internet go. I took all my air away. But I'm feeling all the heat. Whoa.
No, wait. What the?
This is on me.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. Kim says, can you end on the side window for a little while? You mean because it doesn't get hot, or you mean because you want to see out the side window?
The sun is right above us. Basically right above us.
I can put it here.
But they're just going to be looking at train tracks. They're not going to be looking at cars. Do you guys have Ford Rangers over there? I think you do. Because I also bought one of those new as soon as it came onto the market. What a difference it was between the 1992 square Ford Ranger and the 1993 design.
Says, I just wanted to see if that will make it hard to read your chat. No, I have another one for that. It's not that. It's just not much on that side. But yeah, I can hold on to your pants, guys.
It's going to get bumpy. Of course, the microphone's going to be further away. You can still face it forward, can't you?
But he wants to see everything.
Yeah.
I can see the road and I can see the hormiga on the review mirror.
That's going by so fast, you can't really see much.
It's fine, it's fine. How about that?
Take a vote.
Wow! Stop it.
Promoción quota. Yes. They want more quotas. We're going to have to take more money out of the bank after that extra expense.
Kim says, yes, we have lots of Ford Rangers. Oh, stop it.
With a trailer on the back, this is fun.
Mark says fire in the distance. I don't see any. Oh yeah, there's smoke over there. Barracuda says the hay bales on that truck didn't look safe.
Nothing is safe here. And nobody does anything about it. Which is good and bad. You just stay away from them and let it fall on somebody else.
Guys, keep an eye on the radio for me.
It's still there and the window is still closed on this side. So that's a win. And the door is still closed too. The door was coming halfway open too, because the door handle is supposed to have some kind of spring in it, and it doesn't have it. So the metal handle on the inside, I had it facing straight out, and then it was heavy, so it was opening the door by itself. So when I drove it home from the mechanic, I was trying to shift, I was trying to steer, and I was trying to keep the damn door closed. So I needed 3 arms. So then I pointed the handle straight up, and it was still on this road. When I went over the bad bumps, it was moving the handle because the handle's a heavy metal. So it was opening the door halfway, even though the door was locked. So then I turned it so it's facing down, and it's fine now. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get out of it with it like that, but it solved the problem right now.
Marcelo asks Tabari about the hay bales. He says stock really high for sure. Stop.
the air on back there. Not that I believe in any of that anyway. We'll get religious here for a second.
They can see the cars on the rearview mirror.
Yeah. Get religious here for a second. The only thing that has ever made sense to me about religion is that this is hell, and you make it good or you make it bad, but it's your choice and it's under your control. It doesn't make sense that there's, after this, you go north or south. Of course, if you live in a cold area, you may not think something like that.
Yeah, fair.
The heat here may have something to do with it. The headliner's coming down in this Durango. Not anything that I did, but the glue all dried out.
Oh,
So I went to Home Depot. Yeah, all of them. I went to Home Depot and I got some. The things that I put in the headliner are, what do you call it? No, they're for you pound them into the legs of a chair, and they sit on these things. But it's like a nail. So I pushed the nail into the cardboard headliner thing, and it's holding up the fabric just fine.
It's basically like a rubber nail, so chairs don't.
No, it's a metal nail.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a nail with a rubber head,
Yeah.
so the legs of the chairs
Don't slide.
don't slide or don't scratch the surfaces.
So I bought some of those and got them up here in the headliner. That's going to be a permanent fix until it's not. Right at 100 kilometers per hour. We are at a little over, we're at 5/8 of a tank. I think I'm going to have to put gas in before I get to the seal. We'll see. I think there's probably, like 130, 140 kilometers left.
Yeah.
About 120.
Yeah.
Signs out here that say how many kilometers are left to the big towns. I'm going to try to make it all the way to Hermosillo with this gasoline. See, Barry? It's not completely flat. Although you can't really see there's a mountain there. There's a little hill there.
Yeah, you can see it.
Well, you can see it a little bit. Not completely flat. I'm trying to hide from the sun. I'm trying to hide my hand, my arm.
You want to get low?
No.
Chris says mountains look like they are right out of an old Western movie.
This is the Sonoran Desert. It's the same desert that's in Arizona.
Yeah.
It all used to be one. But this is a big desert. I mean, going from here to even to get into Arizona, it's hundreds and hundreds of miles. I don't know how the people did it before they had automobiles. Yeah, there's no water out here. Where are they gonna get water for the horses? For the horses. There's electrical lines running through here too. Amiga doesn't want to stay in its lane. Stay in your lane. Chris, the misalignment on the door on the Caribe GT, it's a Golf GTI. You think that indicates collision damage? Why would they adjust the door, just to paint it. I seriously doubt they took the car apart. You could see red paint on the tires on that car. They didn't even, those are the tires they used when they painted it. I don't know why people don't use covers and masking tape. I was getting to. I haven't had any Coke on this.
Yeah, I heard. How it tasted the ice chips. It is in the sun right now.
And that's a good test.
Yep.
See if there's any ice left in here.
Chris says, I was wondering if those wheels were just rollers for the paint job.
Well, that's the one he took. He took the pictures with those on it, so I'm assuming those are the ones that come with the car. I mean, I'm sure we can find people sell, sets of wheels all over the place, all over Mexico. Some sets of wheels are more valuable than others.
Marcella says, where I live looks a lot like that semi-desert.
Yeah. Are you in a small town like Tabo is? Where there's nobody around but him? And he has to drive hundreds of miles just to buy a Coke? How's the Omega doing over there?
It's fine.
It's getting bugs on the windshield. It's taller than this truck is. I don't know why the thing feels so heavy. Other than maybe the wood. The wood is pretty heavy.
Yeah.
The wood bed. There's wood slats, and then the bed is also made of wood. At least when you drive in our state from Mazatlan to our house, it's agriculture.
Barry says, but not so flat. So his has more, his place has more hills. Chris says, did they replace the windshield on the GTI?
No. He said it would be about $1,500 to have it done. And I asked, so are they available? He said, yeah, they're available. The windshields. It's not, you could not drive it with that windshield. And it's not like I could even drive it to where the transport company is in Mexico City. It's just not drivable. It's that bad. But it looks like it's been that way for a long, long time. Which makes me wonder when was the last time it was on the road? Sure, you can drive it with that windshield and nobody's going to say anything about it. The cops aren't going to do anything. But do you really want to drive something around that you can't see out of?
Where is it?
It's in Puebla.
Because in Ciudad de Mexico, they are going to tell you something about it.
Not for your safety.
No, but they will.
It's not going to be a safety thing.
Chris says, yeah, something about that GTI isn't right.
And the one up in Chihuahua that says it's an 88, but the VIN comes back to an 85. But that's only for the license plates. So who knows if he just threw those license plates on there and the car really is an 88. I'm not sure. I didn't ask any questions. I don't like red flags. I'd rather find a car that somebody's cared for it for a lot of years and is just ready to sell it. Not somebody that threw a quick paint job on it and now wants to sell it. You adopt all the problems.
Or says enough cacti or snakes.
Where he is, there's one.
I guess.
With considered hazard lights?
Maybe.
I don't see any front lights flashing.
You need a gas station? Or is it over?
You want more money? You have more money?
We do.
I gave you 3,000, which should have covered 2,800 for up there and back, but we wasted an extra 400. And then I gave you like 500, so
Bueno,
no, I haven't yet. It's in my pocket.
ándale. Me ha hecho culpa a mí de que perdiste tu dinero.
Always.
No. I'm not. You're not gonna leave this down that you forgot the keys because it wasn't my help, my fault.
Okay, how much is this one?
No sé.
This one's cheap. It is 46, so that's 92. 92.
I don't have 100. But
Buenas.
oh, my bills, no. I have 100. Change it.
Gracias. No, it's not. It's an hormiga.
I need to pee.
I don't think you would want to go to a bathroom around here.
No.
Gruas. Right. Yeah, it looks like a grua. Right there. A flatbed grua.
I still need to pee.
There's plenty of bushes if you need me to stop.
There's also
Of course,
snakes.
you're going to be right in front of the camera.
There's also snakes.
Snakes aren't going to bother you.
Ajá, sí, sí, claro.
Why would a snake? Why do you think a snake would bother you?
Because I'm warm.
You think they're lacking warmth right
Sí.
now?
Sí.
They're overdoing it on warmth.
Chris says, I'm sure the right car is out there somewhere. Just a matter of finding it.
Yeah. The problem is with those GTIs, as you know, the kids get them, and then you can't. There's no way you could ever put them back to the way they should be. They drill holes for all the speakers, and they wreck the interior, and they put these stupid wheels on it, and then of course, what do they do with the engine?
Long Range Garage is here?
Who?
Long Range Garage.
Oh, hi, Lone Range. Thank you for joining us.
Sorry, there's so much.
I don't think you've ever been on a road trip live with us. It's the most exciting thing we do.
He says, hey Max, can't stay but stop to say hi and give you a like.
I appreciate that. Why don't you stick around for a minute and look at the beautiful Mexican scenery. Right now, this is a bridge.
It's a gas station.
Oh, well, okay, you're looking out the side now. Yeah, they put a gas station down there. So people get off. People getting back on. So now I gotta fight with this big rig.
Where's that blue car?
There's a car racing up on me here.
Where's that blue car racing?
It's right here. What is it?
Yeah.
It is a Honda Fit. It's a Fitbit. It's a Fitbit, not a Fitbit. You know, you guys, when I'm driving a truck like this with a trailer, I want to be in a car, just driving. And when I'm driving just a car, wouldn't it be nice if I could be driving my truck with a trailer on it and the car on it?
Barry says, are we there yet?
Not yet, Barry.
Chris says, that's why a Golf might be a better choice than a GTI, less hackery.
Oh yeah, but you said you need the 1.8 liter fuel injected engine, and everything was carbureted here at that time.
Chris says, just to clue the rest of you in, Max is kinda sorta looking around for an old Volkswagen Golf / GTI for me. Olive is here.
Olive, hey, thank you for coming. You're very used to our on-the-road lives. How long were you on our Mazatlan live? We were on for 5 hours or so.
I don't know, for 5 hours.
It was actually the official was like 4 hours or something, even though it was 5. Because we did stops and stuff. Like when the water pump went out. Started leaking.
Bobcat. On a Bobcat.
Bobcat, go for it. He's doing what he's best at right now. Bobcat Goldthwait. He's behind the camera most of the time. He's a better director than he ever was an actor or comedian. He probably still does stand-up too.
Olive says, I was in and out for one of or two of the really long ones. Taking a break from clean up here now. There are many trees.
I can feel your backache now. I do the same thing every Sunday in the backyard.
Kevin Smith is here.
Hey, Kevin.
He says, back on the road, never looking back.
Yeah, no, I actually look back all the time. There's people that whiz up on me, like this guy in this, whatever this thing, it's a Ram, I guess. Arizona plates. They're gonna check his butt out. We're gonna take everybody out of that truck and they're gonna check everything out for military inspections, if they haven't already a few times.
Intent on the board.
Today was the first time we got sent into secondary at the military inspection, but silver lining, it made me realize I forgot the keys to the truck that's on the trailer, so we had to go back home. That only put us 3.5 hours behind. So we're doing well. Thumbs up. I want you to stay at 100. Are you going uphill?
Yes, no. Not right now.
It seems like it's struggling. The first part of this trip, in my state, the roads were terrible. And we left at 4 o'clock in the morning the first time, which means everything was dark. There was actually fog at the same time. So I was hitting a lot of potholes, yeah. And it's violent. Because of the trailer is on the back of the truck, it squatted the truck a bit, and I put new tires on, which are not the same as the other tires I had. These are 10 belted tires. There's 10 belts or something in it for towing purposes, and it's really hard, so it was really violent. Every time I hit one of those, it was violent in the back. And it also hit the Orbiga, and the driver's window would come open, and the driver door would come halfway open, and both taillights broke off the back of the truck. I think that was from the wind, though.
Danny Boyd is here.
Hey, Danny Boyd. Dan. Hola, ¿cómo estás?
No Parquet don't play also here.
Hey, Mo Parquet. Thank you. Aren't you playing with your kids today? Today is Sunday.
Dan says, I gave you a couple of shout outs on Steve's slides today.
Thank you, Dan. I appreciate that. I don't expect anybody knows I exist, but anybody on that chat. Boomer does. He knows who I am. We started a little earlier because we're 3.5 hours behind schedule because I stupidly forgot the keys to the Orbiga at home, and we were 82 kilometers into the trip when circumstances made me realize that. So we turned around and went right back home, and it put us 3.5 hours behind schedule.
Okay, no place says it's too quiet here. No, is it
Too quiet. Too quiet at her place or with us?
That sounds good. Dan says Steve may mention your name sometimes.
Yeah, when he shows the cup.
Kay said, how do I call her? Kay?
Yeah,
Kay says, oh man, that sucks.
it sure did.
And it says, dang it. And it says, the kids went to the card store. Oh, so you're by yourself.
Now here's another. Things happen because, it happened for a reason. So we went back home to our town. I parked it. I got off the highway, and there's a mall right there. And I pulled in front of the mall, and I parked the truck and trailer. And Mrs. Beck got in an Uber, went home to get the keys and some bungee cords to fix the broken off tail light off the thing. So while she's gone, my stomach attacks me. Great. So I ran into the mall, and I actually thought I was in front of a different door, which would have been closer to the bathroom, because if I would have realized that, I would have driven over there. But no such luck. So I went into the mall. Nobody's there. It was all closed. But I went into the mall, and I had to run down to the other end of the mall to use the bathroom in the food court. And I was actually literally running to get there in time. But if that would have happened to me out on the highway, you can see there's nothing out here for miles and miles and miles. So again, everything happens for a reason.
I always tell you to bring extra pants just in case. You never listen to me.
No, I don't need extra pants. If anything, you just throw the underwear away.
The pants are gonna be needed. Sorry. Kay says by myself for the first time.
Enjoy the silence.
Dan says Dan is going to make a 3-pound batch of chili. Ooh, nice. Can I have some?
With beans or without?
Yeah, with beans or without. I want with beans. Kay says divine intervention. That's right.
There seems to be a lot of that going on, because like I was telling everybody else, if they hadn't sent me into the secondary at the first military checkpoint, I wouldn't have realized I didn't have the keys to the Omega until way farther than 82 kilometers. So everything happens for a reason. I'm going to put that on a license plate.
I'm gonna put that on a t-shirt.
Yeah, we should definitely do t-shirts with that.
No wait. Chris says too much information.
I didn't get graphic, Chris. I could have.
He could have, yes. Trust me, he could have.
So when I'm in the bathroom,
No,
no, I'm not going to do that. I'm in the bathroom. Mrs. Beck is coming back in the Uber. By the time I got back out there, the tail light was all, the left-hand tail light was all bungee corded to the chassis of the truck. So it stayed there. There's been no problems with it. So then we take off from there. We get to our stopping spot where we're going to eat. Mrs. Beck made some eggs mixed with cottage cheese, and we put it in tin foil. We had it on the dash for a while to warm it up a bit, which didn't work. So I ate mine, and then she went and got a coffee. And I'm looking around the Omega, and the right-hand tail light broke off in exactly the same way that the left-hand one did. And we're talking about a piece of metal that was folded into a 90-degree angle and bolted up under the frame of the flatbed to bolt the taillight to the face of it. Both of them broke off because of the wind. This truck has never moved at this speed before. Never. It's not capable of it. And the wind broke both folds of the metal. We're talking about metal. We're not talking about anything else. It was actually metal that was folded, and both of them broke off and are now bungee corded to the chassis. So now I have to explain to the buyer what happened with that.
Yeah.
And if I would have had any inclination inclination that was going to happen. Half a block from my house is a bunch of guys that weld all day long. They make book cabinets. They make all kinds of stuff. And as a matter of fact, on Saturday, I took the left front wheel off the truck because that was a replacement wheel. The one that came with it was so badly rotted that you couldn't hold air. Well, it held air when I bought the truck, but it couldn't hold air after that, of course. So I got a replacement, painted it, put the tire on it, everything was fine. I never tried the hubcap on it. The mounting points on the hubcap were filed down or something, so the hubcap wouldn't stay on. So I took it off, took it over to these guys, and they welded the 3 points. They ground it down a little bit, and it took them about a half hour. They tried the hubcap, no, that didn't work. Try something else, try something else, try something else. They kept going, kept going, kept going. They finally got it to work right. So now it's on. The hubcap will stay on, even though the hubcap is inside the truck. I didn't want to leave the hubcap on there. And, you know, and I asked how much. The guy shrugged his shoulder. I said, so I gave him 100 pesos. And he was happy with that. Which is a little over $5. In case you don't need to know the exchange rate.
And passing the recipe for chili, and he's putting beans on it.
So now you're gonna go back to the live and look at the recipe.
Yep. What we don't have here is the taco seasoning. I don't even know what taco seasoning is.
It's in the stores, isn't it?
What is taco seasoning?
I've seen it in the stores.
I make tacos. I don't know what taco seasoning is.
I don't know. It's from Lowry's, I think. It's just seasoning you put in tacos.
Chris is making tacos for dinner. Are you putting taco seasoning on it?
Probably. It's cheap flavor.
Kay says it really does, and Olive says it looks high profile. But in the window?
Well, it's kind of, all of them are tall, you know, because you have the engine right under the cab, and it's front wheel drive, so you have the axles and the transmission and everything under the cab, so you do have to step up into it a little bit. But believe it or not, and you may not believe this, but this vehicle is smaller than a Beetle in every dimension. Well, maybe not width. Yeah, maybe. It's smaller than a Beetle.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
I mean, without the cab, right?
Well, I'm not talking about height.
I mean, without the thing on the back. Without the cage, without the box.
Yes, it's smaller.
With the box on?
In length and in width, yes.
Shut up!
Yep. So I told the transport company that brought it from Mexico City, she says, oh, it's going to be 18,000 pesos. Like, but it's smaller than a Beetle. She says, really? Because it looks bigger in pictures.
Yeah.
She says, really? Oh, okay, then it's 16. Ram it.
Will the trail is here?
Will.
He says, good afternoon. I see you got a vehicle in tow.
Yes, we do.
He says, is it hot there? It's chilly and raining here in New York.
It is 92 degrees according to my Durango. And I have no reason to not believe my Durango.
I have all the reason not to believe it, for sure.
I'm sure it's 92 outside. That is not its internal temperature, because this would have lowered it, and it doesn't. There's no reason to know the internal temperature.
There's no reason for it to have an accurate measurement. Dan says, meat is starting to brown. Neighbors will be sorry when the aroma creeps into their apartments.
Do they knock on the door for some? People would here.
Chris says, yes, on the packet of taco seasoning. Let's see, chili pepper, salt, onion, cumin, oregano, paprika, and a few other things. I guess.
No secret ingredients. Yeah, but it's not just the ingredients, it's how much of each to mix.
Yeah. Dan says taco seasoning is good in chili too.
I think I've seen it in the stores. In the little packets.
Envios Creations Car Club is here. Envios Creations Car Club 1.
So, what should we call you? That's a long name.
Bonita saludos, everyone. Chris says the trail, we're in New York. Will the trail says, damn, talk about being right at the equator.
We're nowhere near the equator.
Josh says, bring some of that warmth up here. There's supposed to be snow up here tomorrow in upstate New York.
Didn't you have your fill of warmth during the summer? This is autumn now. This is fall. Here we have hot and less hot. Those are our two seasons.
It's summer and summer in the sweater. We are supposed to call them ambias.
Ambias, okay. We can do that. Kind of a weird name for a mother to name her son. Okay. I've heard weirder things.
Yeah.
My son's stepdaughter named her kids all kinds of weird things, but she's in the Hollywood crowd, so it doesn't surprise me. We had a dog named Jagger, of course named after Mick Jagger. Her daughter is named Jagger.
After Mick Jagger?
I don't think I'd ever tell her that if I talk to her again. Because that might be a little bit of an insult.
Okay. How close are we?
I don't know. I'm just looking at my speed. I'm straight up and down at 100 kilometers per hour.
Dan says, add a little of A1 sauce to the meat too.
Why is he talking in
It's not A1, it's, I can't pronounce it.
Worcestershire sauce?
It's sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
but why is he talking liters and not ounces or?
A little.
Oh,
Not
a little.
not a liter.
You
A
said
little.
liter.
Added a little
Oh, okay.
of that
That
sauce.
makes more sense.
A liter.
A liter of that sauce would be a whole lot.
Yes, it would. Barry says, not Dean Jagger.
Huh?
Not Dean Jagger.
No,
Who's Dean Jagger?
I don't know. Ask him.
Barry, who's Dean Jagger? Josh says, no outside of Binghamton. Oh, they're asking if yes, in the Syracuse area. Barracuda says Lee and Paris Dan.
Oh, Lee and parents.
Okay.
Yeah. Toyota something. I don't even know what Toyotas look like anymore. I don't know what it is.
Dan says, I love that sauce. I can't pronounce the name. I know it's like, I was watching it the other day. I was watching a TikTok the other day, and they mentioned there was a sauce that it was like really common here, but I can't for the hell of it remember what it was.
How about if we have the mayonnaise debate, like
Mayonnaise?
we
to it?
like we did on Buff and Kim's live?
What's the mayonnaise?
What's
to it?
everybody's favorite mayonnaise? Andrew Button's not here to say none mayonnaise shouldn't exist in this world.
You
Horrible
mean like mayonnaise flavor or mayonnaise brand?
brand or whatever you flavor, I guess.
Chipotle mayonnaise? I haven't tried the avocado mayonnaise though, to be fair. Anyway, Dan says, I love Worcestershire sauce, but not a whole liter.
Yeah, that is a bit much.
Josh says, I've been to Syracuse a couple of times with my grandpa. We went to gun shows. What's it like up there besides cold? Oh, they're talking about Rochester. Chris says, Hellman's mayo is my go-to.
That's yours too. That's in the refrigerator.
Yeah, well, I just buy mayo. I don't care.
There are so many Mexican brands in the store. I mean, I don't know the people that eat that stuff. I don't know how they choose all of them. Choose which one I like.
Kim says, I agree, non-mayo is unpleasant and shouldn't be considered food. Oh, I agree, none. Mayo is unpleasant and shouldn't be considered food. It's not a food, it's a condiment.
Is that a brand new Ram?
I don't know.
Because the headlights look weird to me. Well, they can't see it right now. But it looked like it had two rectangular headlights in front instead of the composite headlight. And that's the second one I've seen today, the black one, the past, and that one. They had the same headlight.
Barry says Dean Jagger was the older gentleman in Vanishing Point with the snakes. Mark says,
I know I should have seen that movie, but I haven't.
Mark says, mayonnaise, I'm against the grain on this. I was raised on Miracle Whip.
Does anybody know what Miracle Whip is?
I don't know.
It's Best Foods is a company we have it here too.
We have best foods, yeah. Dan says, I like mayo on some sandwiches. Olive says, I usually go with Hellman's too unless other valley choices are that much cheaper and also hiking. Josh says, I like mayo on fish and poultry but not on burgers. Fair. I want fish. I haven't had fish in a while.
I don't want you getting sick.
Olive says, I think Hellman's is just baseline in the northeast. Down here they do a lot of dukes, which is okay. Chris says, fun fact, butter, quotations, your bread with mayo instead of butter when making a grilled sandwich. It works, honest. Josh says, I have never had it, but I remember the commercials for Miracle Whip. Barry says, has anyone tried New Zealand cuisine? I'm very bad at trying new things. I mean, I want to, but I'm Mexican, so if I don't like something, I'm obliged to finish it, or I will feel bad. But also at the same time, I'm autistic, so I don't want to finish it because if I don't like it, I don't want to eat it. So it's like,
If you don't finish it, you're gonna feel your grandmother tugging your ear.
exactly. So, like, if I buy something and I don't like it, what am I supposed to do with it? Olive says, not that I'm aware of it, grilling lamb kebabs doesn't count.
I can tell you there's a lot more people on the highway at this time than there is at 4 o'clock in the morning. That's why I like to leave at 4 o'clock in the morning. I can get 3 hours under my belt before people are going to work and stuff.
Chris says to Barry, I'm guessing a lot of lamb and seafood. We do have a lot of seafood. Have you tried Mexican cuisine? Barry. Tiene la tortilla.
Is it windy out there?
No sé.
Plants
Doesn't look like it.
moving, aren't they?
No,
Yes, they are.
doesn't look like it. Like very slightly.
Well, I'm towing a brick, so even a slight wind is pushing me into the left lane.
Dan says, I am not a picky eater, just not liver or frog's legs. No mountain oysters either. What are mountain oysters? Are they different than regular oysters? I've had frog's legs. I don't remember what they taste like. It was a long time ago. And I do enjoy liver. Dan says, speaking of New Zealand, where is Dean Stevenson? I know, right?
Do you want Dean Stevenson to come in here and confuse the hell out of you?
I refuse to answer that question.
On the grounds that may incriminate you.
Yeah.
I told him not to confuse you because we're going to be on the road and there's enough time to deal with already.
Barracuda says Vegemite and lettuce sandwiches. Dan
Very
says,
no comment.
Dan says mountain oysters are a ball animals' balls, I think. You think or you know? Because yeah. I'm not gonna say anything. I eat cow skull. I'm not gonna say anything. Oh, okay.
Not me.
Sorry. It's good.
Definitely not me.
It's good.
If you only knew what they did with that tongue. I mean the cow, not the guy that cut it out.
I know.
Of course, that could be a big deal.
Dance it.
Hey, no hitting.
Stop it.
No hitting in the truck.
Stop it.
I'm driving.
Well, get out of the truck so I can hear you. Dan says it's some large animal's balls. Well, I don't think I would like texture. I'm gonna say that. Because I've seen it on like Fear Factor and stuff, and I don't know. Chris says I am quickly losing my appetite for dinner. I'm sorry, Chris.
It's not quite dinner time yet. There's only 3:26.
I want to get up.
Are they tired of looking at desert stuff going by fast?
I don't know.
Maybe it's, you got more shade over here, so you can put it back in front.
Well, it says I got some chicken and bean curry rice lined up for tonight. Ooh, tasty. Bob says I will have to be real hungry.
I don't care how hungry I am, I'm not eating that. I have to know what I'm eating before I eat it. Not only for dietary, but it's mental reasons.
Or mental.
Not slowing down just because somebody wants to make a left turn.
Olive says frog legs are one of those things I've tried, but they were underwhelming. I don't remember what it tastes like.
I'm not going to say it.
Well, then say it.
Everybody says it tastes like chicken.
I don't remember. I don't think so. Everybody says everything that is not meat or fish tastes like chicken, so no.
If that's the case, just eat chicken.
No. Dan says I like adding a lot of black pepper to the chili meat as it browns too. You know what I would really like to do? Make potato soup.
Again.
What I mean again, I haven't done it.
Oh, that's right, it was beef stew.
It was beef stew. I would like to make potato
You know, I figured the beef stew cost us about $17, and it was like 7 meals.
Is it worth it?
Yes,
There you go.
very much so.
Okay, since you're alive.
I get it.
Did you guys saw the guy pink? Did you guys saw the guy pink?
You didn't even try to hide it.
I wasn't looking. I didn't know what happened. I was looking
What
down.
what is this fluorescent orange truck other than slow?
I don't know. Hold on, guys.
Well, what's that on the back of that truck?
I think it digs holes. Not. I don't know, darling.
It's a trailer. It's a dual trailer. What does it say on the side? Neutral Cowie.
Nutri Cowie.
Okay.
just took a big pan of Girardelli brownies out of the oven.
Oh my god. He has to torture me, doesn't he?
I made him vanilla cupcakes. They're pretty good, even though they're gluten free.
They're muffins.
Muffins, sorry, muffins.
Yes.
I made them,
The mix had chocolate chips in
It was
it, but I don't know where the chocolate chips went.
so I was making chocolate chip muffins, and all of the chocolate chips went to the bottom of the pan. So they ended up being vanilla muffins. One of them is chocolate chip muffins. The other one, the rest of them are vanilla.
One of them is chocolate.
Other campus is an alligator. Dan says black pepper is hotter, but black pepper has more flavor. Barracuda says shark fin soup is underwhelming, but considered to be a delicacy, unfortunately.
I don't get paying a lot of money for very little food on the plate just because you want to try this or try that. I'm not a gourmet person.
No.
Never have been. Don't understand it. Throwing away money like that.
Olive says alligator is nice enough, usually costs more than I want to pay for it though.
Probably cheaper in Florida. But you're in Georgia, so you're not that far away.
Olive says frog legs do taste fairly dark meat chicken adjacent.
Oh, well, then I'm out because I don't like the dark meat.
Would you have tried it if she said it tasted like chicken breast? Would you?
No.
Would you?
No, because they're legs.
What do you mean
They're
because
legs.
they're legs?
It's obviously dark meat.
No. If Olive would have said it tastes exactly like chicken breast, would you have tried them?
No.
Exactly.
Because I have to eat the meat off of the leg. I wasn't saying for me to eat it either way.
You said I'm out.
Right.
You were never in to begin with.
After what I said about gourmet food, that left me out of all of it anyway. Oh. Too fast. I don't want to go above 100. We're going downhill now, so it's like the Omega's pushing me.
Chris says you guys are gonna make me puke with all that frog's leg talk.
No gourmet food for you, Chris. Another ram. Ram it.
No tacos?
Frog leg tacos?
No. No tacos?
Oh, haven't seen a taco yet. They must be hibernating.
Olive says I think I had alligator summer. Wait, I think I had alligator one summer when I was actually in Florida. Chris says, nope, not a gourmet person. You're not a gourmet food person.
I wonder how much meat is actually in an alligator. Edible meat. There's got to be a lot of muscle and stuff.
Barney, do you need help? Do you need the nurse's line?
What?
Do you need the nurse's line?
Did he get sick on our live?
No. He's asking, how do you people feel about cannibalism? I think you need the nurse's line. Or to go to the... what do you mean? What do you call the directora?
The answer to that is that depends.
I know. Olive says, I think this was more, let's see if the Bostonian will eat gator sort of occasion than a gourmet crease.
Test.
Bob says the tail is full of meat. Dan says, I like it in swordfish. Oh, swordfish is so good.
The tail.
Yeah, the tail.
What about the rest of it?
I I think it's mostly muscle
Muscle organs.
Yeah. Swordfish is really good.
Coming up on 200 kilometers, so I think we've got 50 kilometers left. I think I'll get there with the gasoline I have. I'm not going overboard, just keeping it at 100. I'm keeping it 100. Isn't that what everybody says these days? Keeping it 100.
I want a horse.
Why?
You're so cool.
I never said I was cool. So you can't come back at me with that now. Try again.
Alden says, oh yeah, swordfish steaks are good. We get hold of those sometimes before they are going to go off.
There's a little white
My uncle taught
car
me how to cook it.
getting in my lane.
Mosto Campo says, an alligator is a big, heavy animal. There's a lot of meat.
Yes, but how much can you actually eat?
I don't know, I've never killed an alligator. I'm gonna look for a video and send you.
I don't know. We'll just catch an iguana and you can try it.
Dan says, Kroger sells swordfish frozen. Do the same on the grill.
You can try it with an iguana in the kitchen.
Cornicola says, I like gruel. But what is gruel? I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is. What is it?
Oatmeal?
Is it oatmeal? Is it oatmeal? I like oatmeal.
You like oatmeal with flavors. Gruel is just oatmeal.
Does it have sugar in it?
You don't get sugar in gruel.
Why not?
There's no more interesting cars out here. For all of you newcomers, I'm going to tell you what happened today. I'm driving my normal speed, like 90 kilometers per hour. I look in my left rear view mirror, left mirror, and I say to Miss Beck, oh my God. I said, what? What's going on? I just pointed to the left. This blue and white car goes past me. It was a 57 Coronet, two-door hardtop. Like I said, blue and white interior. Looks all original. Nice car. So he's going faster than me, so he's going up there. Then all of a sudden, this cloud of smoke comes out from underneath the car. And then goes away. No more smoke. So he's up ahead of me, he's driving faster. We come to a toll booth, and I come in behind him. He pays his toll. He starts off. I pay my toll. I start off. I see that he has pulled over to the left to check under the hood. So I'm looking at, no, I don't see any room. Oh, yeah, I do see room. There's room to put in the truck and trailer behind him. So I pull in. I get out of the car, get out of the truck, go talk to him, say, hey, I like your car. Oh, blah, you know. He says, oh, well, yeah. This is 57. Yeah, 57 has one headlight. I said, what engine's under the hood? He says that's 413. I said, so the engine's been swapped out. He says, oh, no, it's a 325. Oh, okay, 325. And he opens the hood, and it has the Ram style exhaust manifolds and stuff. Beautiful, beautiful engine, all painted blue. But he was looking under the hood to see what that smoke was about. And he says, look, there's no oil anywhere. It's a completely clean engine. There's nothing leaking on it. I says, yeah, but the transmission. So he gets on the ground and he looks under there, and he says, yeah, the transmission. It's the filler tube. There's transmission fluid coming out and getting right onto the exhaust manifold. So what I'm thinking is happening was the transmission fluid is getting hot, and it's like bubbling over and coming out the filler tube hole. But it just happened at one time and it went away. But beautiful car. The chrome was pitted all over the car, but still, supposedly it was an imported car back in the 70s probably. It was bought in Mexico City and then brought to this state, Sonora, and it's running with Sonora plates from 1978, 1979, the blue and gold plates, which they're not valid anymore. They haven't been valid since 78 and 79. So, I don't know, who owns the car, registration or anything. Probably nobody, it's not registered to anybody. But he just drives it like that. He and his wife were driving, on the highway. It's so nice to see a car like that with the big fins and everything else out here on the highway. Because if that was a Mexican car, it would not be a two-door hardtop, and it would have a flathead six-cylinder under the car, under the hood. So at least it's nicely optioned, pretty car. So he asked me about the Omega. I said, yeah, that's what I do. I'm taking it to the border to deliver it. And he says, well, I have about 30 cars. So, give me your number and, we'll get in contact. So I got his number, he's got my number, and we're going to get in contact a little bit later and see what other kinds of cars he has apart from that 57 Dodge. Oh, there's a National Guard car. Charger. He doesn't have flashing lights, the lights are solid. Weird. You won't see anybody out here getting stopped for speeding. Those guys are looking for something a bit more serious. And that's only I think the fourth one I've seen on this whole trip so far.
My turn?
Yeah.
They're talking about rules still. I think they're talking about Simpsons episode, because Barry says, I like Rule. And Chris says, what about Krusty Brown imitation Rule? Dan says, 9 out of 10 orphans can't tell the difference. Maricula says, imitation Rule? That can't be good. Josh Homan says, porridge is oatmeal, Gruel. Porridge is oatmeal. Gruel is a thin, unappetizing soup.
So there's nothing thick in it at all. I just remember episodes of The Little Rascals, and they didn't have parents. A lot of them didn't have parents. So there was one episode where the orphans were taken to this rich man's house, and they were playing. They got all dressed up. They're playing at the rich man's house, and then when they get back to the orphanage, they're made to take all their good clothes off, and they're served this. After they ate good food over there, they're served this gruel. And that's the only thing they have to eat forever.
This says gruel is gruel is like a watery barley porridge.
Yeah.
Our Mark asks if are radar detectors allowed in Mexico?
I don't think there's any rules about it. I don't think they use radar though. But they're not real. They don't come out here and they don't hunt the citizens. If you're obviously doing something really stupid in front of them, you'll probably get stopped. But just driving along, even if above the speed limit or whatever. Because with this trailer, I've been over this center white line hundreds of times, especially trying to avoid potholes. Like, just did it again. Nobody's gonna stop me for doing that like they do in Arkansas. Videos I've seen like that. Oh, your wheel touched the fog line. Like, yeah, and so they got to stop you for that. Got to give you a ticket for that. Got to pay the state if your wheel touches the fog line.
I forget if I already said hi to Kevin Smith, but Kevin Smith is here.
Yes. Kevin was here earlier. Did he go away and come back?
I guess because that's the road again.
No, same road, Kevin. Same road.
How far away are we? I really think I
don't know, but I'm right under a half a tank, so I should be able to get there. Maybe 35 kilometers. I'm not the one with GPS.
Yeah, but every time I open GPS, the thing stops.
Well, then don't open GPS. That answers that.
Well, that's why I'm not following it. That's why I don't know how long we have to go. That's why I'm asking you.
They really need more signs out here.
Hey, Jay, how are you?
Jay,
Jay's
would
here.
that be fun with cars?
Yes, it is.
Hello, Jay. What are you doing this beautiful Sunday? Day. Too many
Or
days.
someone.
Okay. Nobody coming, I can pass. What problem you got, man? Your hood's up. And your hazard lights are on, draining your battery. Do you have any more military inspections?
No, no,
I
man.
think you do.
Jay says, I didn't get a notification. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Beck. Changing a brake line on my daughter's Volvo while it snows outside.
All of you guys talking about snow. I mean, like we go to a convenience store and we buy ice. It's delivered directly to your door. Free.
Jay's the one that sent me the video with snow, right?
No, Mark.
Mark was the one that sent me the video with snow.
Yeah, he sent it to me.
Because after I got that video, I got a bunch of other videos of people getting snow off of their roof. That was so much fun to watch. Like,
But yeah, if it's not your roof,
why? Because
you can damage the roof.
yeah, well, obviously, sorry, but it was so satisfying to watch them like cut it like cake, and then it will slide off the roof.
Is the Vocho Araña around here? Or is it after Hermosillo?
I don't remember.
I don't remember. I think it's up here somewhere. You may not see it because of all this growth.
Jay says he will send me some snow. Chris
It'll
says,
melt really fast here.
Chris says, hey, the snow gets delivered directly to all of our doors.
Yep. You can decide to put it in your freezer for your Coke later. You can keep it, it's free, and use it in the summertime.
Chris says the weight of the snow can cause a roof to collapse.
Yep.
I figured, but like also that's the reason why you have to, right? You have to remove it so it doesn't continue to.
You're talking about the videos that, oh, there it is right there. Did you guys see that or not? Vocho Araña?
No, I was sorry.
Well, next time. We'll know it's at the 208.
What were you gonna say?
What?
What the snow?
So the videos you're watching have these really thick layers and they touch it with a thing or something that all falls off.
Yes. Jay says you haven't lived until you shove snow off of a second-story roof. But they weren't all. Some of them were on their roofs, but a lot of them were like one guy had a long ass stick with like a cloth, and he would insert it from the end of the roof all the way up to the top of the roof, and the cloth will make the snow slide down. So it was really fun.
That sounds like a medical procedure.
I'm sorry. I'm not good with words. Barry says, I remember in Oliver, there was a big fight over a couple of rasher bacon. Rashers of bacon? Rasher bacon. I get rashers of bacon. I don't know what a rasher is. Lester's here. Hi, Lester.
Hi, Lester. I'm losing my voice.
Yeah.
have the air blowing on me.
Yep. Pablo Campos says, I don't like snow and I don't like being on the roof.
Remember when we were in a white Fairmont
Well,
driving
but
on
how you're not supposed to deliver the presents if you don't get on the roof? It took you a minute.
Remember being in a white Fairmont driving on this exact same road?
Yeah.
Petra's Farm remembers.
So like,
See? You want to hit me and you throw your phone all over the place. Consequences.
Chris says, snow isn't always the same. Some is light and fluffy, some is wet and heavy. It's the wet and heavy snow that's bad for a variety of reasons. Lester says,
Yes, I know that, Chris. We encountered that when the hail fell all over the black dart. It was the light and fluffy kind and not the hard and frozen kind, which is why the car still doesn't have hail damage.
so that was snow? So I've been in contact with snow? Oh, I didn't do that.
Actually, the snow came in contact with you and left welts on your back.
Yep. Lester says we're going to snow tomorrow morning. Jay says, the one storm here, the snow was 6 feet deep. I climbed up onto the second story, looked into the hallway window. Wait, I think your sentence wasn't done. Pablo Campos says it's going to get cold here tomorrow. How cold?
Probably won't know until tomorrow.
You can guess. Jay says we expect those miles of the snow. Should I run the snow?
No, the snow.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yay.
You're very warm at night.
I have to. Pablo Campos says, what's the outside air temperature where you're driving?
93.
Pablo Campos says it's supposed to be about 25 Fahrenheit. How much is that in Celsius?
32 is freezing.
That's pretty cold.
I'm at 110 right now. We are plugging along. I've got a line of cars behind me, but F them. I have to get in front of this truck.
I have to get another truck to honk. Lester says about 23 Fahrenheit here predicted. So what you're saying is that you're not going to take the car out for a drive, right? Is that what you're saying?
The car is in the garage for the winter time. The Arizona plate is going to expire any time now, Lester. You have to take advantage of the registration while you have it.
Are you done being cold? Are you done being cold? Being hot?
You don't have to aim it at you.
But it's still like it blows up to that one. Chris says, yeah, parked my Beetle in the garage for winter yesterday.
Here's a National Guard car. Who's he gonna come after? It smells like it's burning.
Jay says, I need a Mexican spec cloud truck. We don't have cloud trucks, do we? Do we have cloud trucks?
He didn't come after me. It smells like it's burning.
I don't smell anything, but you're asking the wrong person, so.
It's rubber burning. But the temperature is fine. Everything's fine.
Where's the gas station?
Probably should keep it around 100.
Lester says, right, winter hibernation. I plan to get Ohio antique plates or whatever they call it here.
What do you need to do that? Do you need the car, you need to go get a VIN inspection? Obviously, they're not going to smog it.
Chris says, be careful. Some antique historic plates put restrictions on how/when you can drive the car.
I don't think that's going to be a problem for him.
I'm also getting a sore throat.
Cool air. But I don't really want to be sweating my shirt off me like I did many other times on this trip.
Thank you, pencil.
So who was that National Guard guy waiting for?
I don't know, but Lester says, I need to find out what is involved. Jay asks, is there a restriction for never taking it out of your garage?
But if you sell a car with Tennessee plates, do you take the plates off before you deliver the car to the guy? Or do the plates stay with the car?
Chris says to Jay, aside from our weather forcing us to keep the garage for 6 months out of the winter, Lester says, I'm old and retired, no more long commutes. Bob says, when I registered the... Wait, it's vibrating. Hold on. Stop vibrating. Stop it.
It's a little bit smoother.
Okay. Bob says, when I registered, the woman was surprised I will daily drive such an old car. Jay says, we keep our place in New York. Bob says, please stay with the car, with the owner, not the car.
That might be a problem.
Why?
Because I'm thinking that somebody in California with a Mexican car would be able to register it there if it had a title from some other state first. But I'm not sure if there's going to be, like, how long it has to have had those plates and all of that stuff before registering it in California. Hopefully all that smog crap will go away quickly. Are we coming into Hermosillo? 240. I think we're going to be at 250.
Yeah, we're almost there.
Yes. I recognize this.
We're like 30 minutes.
You want to go out that way, and that toll booth out there is like 320 pesos. So it'd be 640 with this trailer. Didn't we do that with the Beetle? Go that way? To not go through the middle of Hermosillo with the trailer. Anybody want a PU got? That's a PU got. Oh look, Tijuana's only 889 kilometers.
Lester says, in Ohio, please don't go with the car. Bob says, California is the only state I lived in that plates stay with the car.
They don't stay with the car in Arizona either?
Lester says, actually one plate, we only have rear plate.
Oh, okay.
Uno's here,
Uno. Bienvenido.
and he says, churro.
No, we changed that. Tell them what it's changed to.
You don't remember what it's called. Now I want to skip this because they open a Esquites place literally a block from my house. So I'm
And
gonna have
it's not spelled with a K, it's spelled with a QU.
I'm gonna have Esquites literally every day.
No, she's not.
It says I go. Mary says my daily driver is 24-year-old. 24 years old. Chris says to Barry, what's her name? That's what I thought. I wasn't gonna say it.
I'm driving my daily driver right now, if you could call it that, because I don't drive anything daily. He's 26 years old now.
Uno says
This month.
quesabritas. Oh, I want quesabritas. Wait, quesabritas or quesabirria? There's a difference. Quesabritas it's like Cheetos with a little bit of chili and they're round. Quesabirrias is a quesadilla with birria meat on inside. Dan says, I think California no longer gives the place with the car.
Yes, they do.
Buddy says, anyone else have yearly safety inspection like Massachusetts? Chris says to Buddy, yes, annual safety and emission inspections here in New York. Uno says, what's quesadillas? Hold on. Wait, no.
Sabritas.
No. Quesabirria.
Can you tell them what sabritas is?
I think that's what they want to say. That's what it is. Quesabirria. Quesabirria is quesadilla, so a tortilla with cheese and birria meat on the inside. It's delicious. It's delicious.
On a more general thing, Sabritas is the name that is used here for the Lay Potato Chip Company. They have all the same, the Ruffles and the yellow bag, and Cheetos and all of that stuff. It's all the same company. Lay actually is a supermarket here.
But spelled different.
Yeah, it's pronounced different.
Bob says Arizona, they stay with the owner, and when the car is sold, they refund money for the part of the year the car wasn't driven. The car wasn't driven. Jay says New York does. Barracuda says Bloodwind. Uno says no, I want quesaditos, chitos, and takis, maybe a lime and cerveza. Now you're just making me hungry. Dan says my beater Corolla is 28 years old, my truck is 48, and my Fox body is 37, and my 05 GT is 20.
21. It's what the 2026s are out on the road. Yeah.
Lester says, fun, a friend in Buffalo, New York told me it is snowing there. And Jay says, yes it is, Lester. And he's crying about it. Dan says, I had a lime carritos today during Steve's live. Would have been more apropos here, I guess.
Yeah. I haven't tried that flavor. The one that I had is orange or something, or mandarin. It's still in the refrigerator. It doesn't have enough sugar for me. What's the point of drinking if it doesn't have sugar? It doesn't have enough sugar.
Bob answers to Lester, it always snows along Lake Erie long. Dan says, yeah, it's 21. It is an early 05. And then he says, Dan, Mandarin is good.
We should be coming into Hermosillo pretty soon.
Do you remember how to get there? Or do you want me to get the GPS?
To get where? Carl's Jr.?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Dan says sometimes Doritos doesn't taste sweet, but most of the time it does. Which one is the sweetest? Which one do you recommend? Like if you want like for his teeth to rot.
And don't say Jamaica. 'Cause I won't drink that.
You like Jamaica though.
I will drink it if it's very, very cold, which means I cannot taste the flavor.
That's better than everything else that you won't try.
It's more tart.
It is tart. Lester wants to know how far have you traveled so far?
With the mistake I made earlier, having to go after driving 82 kilometers and then having to drive back home 82 kilometers and then come back 82 kilometers, I'm trying to calculate.
Do the math.
Figure 500, maybe 600 with the mistake.
Dan says probably Mandarin or lime. Pineapple soda is weird. No, it's not gonna have lime. Dan says 246 extra kilos of what? Jay says, I love pineapple soda. I would like to try it. I like pineapple
That
water.
would depend on the brand.
I like pineapple water. Pineapple juice.
Bienvenidos a Hermosillo. Hermosillo. Are we going to be able to get through the gate
Nelson.
without it hitting the Hormiga? Now we're going to have to deal with local drivers around the trailer.
Dan says 246 extra kilos. Dan says more like 164 extras. And Chris says no, only 64 extra. They were doing the math for you. Jay says Doritos, I think, is the brand.
So if we stayed on this would take us all the way through, right? All the way through Hermosillo?
Yeah.
Okay, so why don't we come back to this instead of having to drive all the way through the town?
Oh, I don't know. Sorry, I was guessing. I don't remember.
I really don't want to do that with the trailer. Anybody in front of this moron? I think it's on Versa. There's a signal light there.
Lester says maybe Dan is dyslexic, and Dan says Dan's lexic.
El vaquero te cambia la vida. Remind me, I'm going to stop at O'Reilly's first.
Jay says, do you have a trailer you're towing? Yeah. Can you see? I don't think I can turn it that much. Oh, you can't see it.
I got it in my hand.
You can't see it. Had it pointing at the window before. We're towing the Hormiga.
Oh, and here's a truck coming on our right. Don't hit my mirror. go off to the right side, right?
Yeah. Jay says Omega is green, right? Yes.
Very green.
It's a radioactive ant. Do you want me to still do the GPS or no?
No. I can do it, Marisol. Go down beside the overpass and make the right turn. Then another right turn.
Jay says Mercedes dealership you just passed.
That's for big trucks, I think. Isn't it? I didn't even notice it.
I wasn't paying attention.
My feet are tingling. Is that a good sign or a bad sign?
I mean,
That's not the beetle I deal with. That's the beetle I deal with. Even it says here to go to Nogales, go this way. To go to Hermosillo Centro, go that way. So I don't know. Maybe this is the only way to go.
maybe.
I want to sit down outside of the truck and eat something. Stop making noise back there. Nobody asked you anything.
Jay says Ernie Mantis is the color of my Lambo project.
You already picked the color? Or you already painted the color?
Uno says, was that old bug burnt?
It was just unpainted and sunburnt.
Jay says,
Accelerate, garbage. Come on.
nice smooth roads. Then he said he picked it. The color. Dan says, lol, I just opened my door to the back staircase, so the smell of chili cooking is going to tease the hell out of everyone up there.
Now it's 97 here.
How long is it gonna take to cook? How long do you usually cook it for?
I don't want to pass the O'Reillys.
Why? You wanna stop?
I need a quart of oil.
Oh.
Needed a quart of oil before we left. There it is. O'Reilly. It's not O'Reilly's in Mexico. It's only one O'Reilly. Okay, where's the parking lots?
Chris says my house still smells like warm brownies.
Chocolate brownies.
When I can't read.
Oh my god.
Is there anything else but chocolate brownies? Are there any other brownies that are not chocolate?
How are we gonna do this
Or
here?
put it over there?
Yeah, turn
No,
around
like you
over
can
there.
you can get it out. I don't know, baby, but hurry up.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with this except put it right here.
That seems like a good place to send me.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Don't walk in front of the truck.
To tie my shoe first.
Crash Road, Roadrunner Garage is here.
Welcome, Crash.
Union 76 station. Yes?
And Chevron.
Uno says real chili has no beans. Sure, but you still have chili with beans.
Lock the door.
I'm by myself. Dan says I love beans and chili, makes more food that way too. Yeah. La Riley. Sí, La Riley. What city are you in? We are in Hermosillo. Hermosillo, Sonora. Mrs. Baker's just here now. Yes, it is. Okay, now you can tell us all of the good stories about Miguel. I don't know. He does pay my bills, so. Josh says, Hermosillo, you must be close to the US now. Somewhat. We still have a ways to go. I think we're gonna stay in Hermosillo because it is getting late and we still have to eat. And I don't want to drive at night. I want to. It's getting darker sooner, so I don't want to be driving. I don't want to make that drive and arrive when the sun is down. Chili in beans is just filler to feed more with less. Real chili has no beans. If you order a chili dog, it has no beans. If it does, you didn't get a chili dog, you got a bean stew with hot dogs. Sure, but I am also Mexican, so I put beans in everything. Is that a Chevron station? Probably. I can't see. Well, yes, it is. That way. You're Mexican? Yes, I am. I am Mexican. Miss Mexico 2019. Did you guys? Oh, I don't think you did. But are you guys following the whole debacle that was with the Miss Universe just a couple days ago? In what was it? Shoot, what was it? I don't remember what it was. But basically, this guy that is running the Miss Universe campaign this year, and where were they? I can't remember the name. I think they were in Thailand. They were in Thailand and they were trying to run a side show, and they were trying to get the girls to promote it, and the prize was going to be 10 of the girls, of 10 of the top 10 winners were going to have dinner with this one guy. Why? Nobody knows. But the girls were not really happy about it, and he called them out, and he directly called out the Mexico representative for Miss Universe, and he called her dumb in front of everyone, and he got upset, and he got up to leave, and as she got up to leave, he called for security. Why? Nobody knows. But it was really offensive, the whole thing and everything. And she left, and a bunch of girls left with her. And now he's crying in front of the camera saying that he didn't mean it. So it was a big thing. Uno says, I thought just the cars were fried beans and queso with thick chips and salsa roja and onions. No, I'm Mexican, and my husband is half and half, actually. Mr. Speck is Mexican American. Uno says Thailand. Yeah, Thailand. Kim says, I read that there was a walkout after organizers called makes me stupid. Yeah, there was a walkout, and he actually said, if you guys walk out, you're gonna be out of the running on this. So it was hilarious. The whole thing was ridiculous. Just says beauty pageants are sleazy. Nani was there, sure, but they were extra sleazy. Are you gonna go into the front or no?
What?
Are you gonna do it on the parking lot, brother?
Yeah, when we're done.
They were excited about the O'Reillys. Also, we were talking about
O'Reilly.
No, the O'Reilly, sorry, the Chevron.
Why?
I don't know.
There's chevrons everywhere. That's where I always gas up.
Also, Uno didn't know that I was Mexican.
No?
No, not sure why.
Who else eats churros?
I mean, people that like churros, well, obviously, that live in Mexico. But yeah, I'm Mexican.
Mexican.
Chris says, did you meet Miguel after he moved to Mexico? Yes. Yes, I never been to the US.
Not yet.
Not yet.
More holes and streets here.
Jay says, you can't have pretty girls without drama these days. Fair, but on this occasion, it wasn't the pretty girls making the drama. It was the easy guy in the drama. They were just chill, sitting there, obeying everything, and then this guy came along and make a huge deal out of it. Mark says, all we get here for news lately is about ostriches. Ostriches? Where's Mark from?
What could happen with an ostrich? They just keep their head in the sand.
Where's Mark from?
Canada. Quebec.
Where do you guys, where were those monkeys that got loose, that had like hepatitis B and whatnot? What state was that? Did you guys heard about that?
No.
Did you guys not get any news outside of the U.S.?
Who are you talking to?
There was
I don't look at anything like that. It's not entertaining.
there was a truck that had like,
Oh, I'm gonna have to move these birds from their bathing.
yes, there was a truck that had a bunch of monkeys from a research laboratory that had like hepatitis B and other crap in them.
I couldn't tell you.
And the truck crashed and a bunch of monkeys got loose and they killed some monkeys, but there were other monkeys that were loose as well, and it was a whole thing. I think it was New York. I don't remember.
Let's hope this thing doesn't hit the truck.
Uno says, makes sense that you're Mexican since you live in Mexico. I guess. Mark Soe says, no chevrons in Canada. Oh, there you go.
No?
No. Chris says, the Mark, no chevrons where I am either.
Huh.
So that's what they were excited. Dan says, I think chevron used to be called bonded back in the 70s. I don't know, I can't confirm right
No,
now.
it was standard back in the 70s.
Oh, it was called standard?
Yeah. But Mexico used to be only Pemex. That's it.
Jay asks Mark, whatever happened with the fire last week in Ottawa? Uno says, Mexican? I thought you said you were Mexican. Mexican, that's why.
This is gonna be hard to park this thing.
Yeah, darling, but you guys in the US, in American language, I guess, is pronounced Mexican because that's how you pronounce the X. But here in Mexico, we pronounce it as a J. Actually, not even as a J. But yeah. Where are you gonna park?
I'm gonna use 2 spots, but it's gonna be easy to get out.
Okay. So yes,
Is that door open again?
I don't know, darling. But park.
Gonna kick somebody's butt.
Kick him later. I need to get out of this truck. stopped watching the news. I stopped watching the news. Chris says, I heard about the monkeys, but I spend very little time keeping up on the news these days. Jay says, I heard that story, Mrs. Peck. They use the monkeys for testing. Uno says, he wanted the girls to promote his own event with their social media. The Mexican representative asked why, and he got kicked out of the county. Then the guy scolded the contestants for not helping him. Yeah. Barry says, I've had very little to do with monkeys. Jay says, this looks like a nice area.
This is a big city, and they have everything here, but I don't like to drive around much. To get out of here, it's gonna be like 15 minutes, 20 minutes in street driving. So yeah, we gotta close it out.
Well, the hotel is nearby, so
Yeah.
it's not that much.
You know, if there's no place for the truck, that's gonna be a problem.
We can always look in Google Maps to see if the hotel has room. But anyway, guys, we have to go. We have to eat and finish here. So
Thank you everybody for coming. I hope you weren't too bored with all of the desert scenery. But we made it to the last big city before the next leg.
Uno says, I'm pretty sure that guy is gonna wash up on the beach or be found in the back of an alley. Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for being here.
We appreciate it. All the company keeps us both awake.
We may do a live on Monday when we come back.
We're gonna be driving all day Monday. Yeah, we can do a live on Monday.
We can do a small live on Monday. We'll let you know. Thank you so much for being here, guys.
Yeah, we don't even know what time we're coming back, or Tuesday maybe. We don't know.
Okay. Bye, Bob. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.